I'm just gonna...
Calibro and Raptor Jesus. Musical geniuses.
And they can't see shit.
Except because Murdoch.
Okay, so... Our intrepid band of adventurers, after freeing themselves from the Imperial Keep held by bandits, found themselves at Gunmar's ground, there meeting the leader, Gunmar III. After thanking them for saving the bandit Staria, they were allowed to rest in the Longhouse for the night. Come dawn, however, the Imperial captain, Ilya Stormwind, gave them an ultimatum. As they had broken out of an Imperial prison, they were still wanted men. So they had a choice. Either aid in defeating the Bandit King, or spend the rest of their lives locked up. Not wanting to be spending their lives rotting in a cell that they just escaped from, they agreed to aid in finding the Bandit King. Along the way, they found an orc barbarian, simply known as Hoss, who decided to join them at the behest of an Imperial guard. Gil, after a rather interesting conversation with Nora, which he was brought into an offer to sell her wolf pelt should he find any, went to the inn to meet up with Drayan and the rest. After a rather surprising and impromptu musical score, the party met a group of adventurers led by Calamine Sharpclaw, who was also attempting to find the Bandit King. After returning to Ilya, they agreed to aid in preventing a convoy from setting up a base at the furthest crossing. In exchange, they wanted to speak with the blacksmith. During their sleep before their journey, several of them were racked by a strange dream, coming out of it enlightened and feeling that the fates were smiling down at them. Now, Reginald, one of the guards of Gunmar, is leading you to the blacksmith. You can see that it's still very dark. The sun is only just starting to crest over the horizon as he leads you through to the winding streets, eventually coming upon the blacksmith that Gil had ran into beforehand. There's no fire or smoke coming from the forge, as it's clearly not opening time, but sitting there is a large, lumbering half-giant. He watches as you approach, but does not say anything. What do you wish to do?
I shall greet him as I draw his arm.
As you draw his what?
There's so many jokes that could be made. So many puns. But
oh, right. Okay.
Salutations, good blacksmith. I have come to say hello. And thank you for giving us an audience with you.
The blacksmith nods slowly. And looking close now, you can see that one of his eyes is just a sheer white color, and you realize that he's actually completely blind in that eye, and he has a very long beard, which it's long by giant standards, so you can assume how long it would be by human standards. He just continues staring.
So, I wish to know more about your forge, how long you've had it.
He slowly looks up to the horizon, his eyes squinting deep in thought, as he begins to try... It looks like he's trying to count in his head. And then he just slowly leans in and says, 200.
I am surprised. Must be quite skilled.
He nods slowly once again.
Now, good blacksmith, I do have a question. Could you help us refine our weapons at some point, should we provide necessary material?
He slowly hands, like basically puts his hand out as if wanting to inspect the weapon.
I let him see my rapier.
But for a huge hulking giant, he's surprisingly gentle with the rapier. He carefully looks it up and down, slowly runs his thumb along the edge of it and on the tip. And you can tell that he's very experienced when it comes to dealing with weapons of all races. So he's taking a great deal of care until eventually he slowly hands it you back and says,
Iron 400.
I understand. Shall be on the lookout for such ore and such paper.
But before he leaves, he also he beckons behind him and says,
Mine 20 iron.
At this point, Reginald, who's just been quietly listening, spoke up.
What Migrog is trying to say, excuse me, you'd seem to be a little bit lost. He has only recently learned Common, so you'll have to excuse him. Migrog has his own mine, and what he's essentially saying is, should you need some money, you can indeed work in that mine. He will give you, I believe you said 20 gold per iron?
And Migrog nods slowly.
Yes. Well, sorry, it's just you were looking a bit lost, that's all.
Thank you. Thank you too, Migrog.
Well, now, is that all? I do believe you have an mission to take care of. Or do you wish to ask more? We still have time.
Well, he'll ask about if he has any good works of armor.
You see Mig's face just slowly turn to Gil, and again, it's clear that this is a kind-hearted, half-giant, but the size is still very intimidating, and he just slowly shakes his head.
God requires.
Reginald speaks up.
I'm sure you understood that, but, most of his wares are being sent to the guard. And so he, does not have armor, although... Migrog, what if they were to get you the armor, just like this gentleman asked with the sword? Fair. Well, there you go.
Well, looks like we have another quest.
Yeah, you guys are going mining, apparently. You're hunters and now miners. Great.
Well, if that's...
Oh god, why is that so loud? Ah! I thought I had all this. Why? Divinity soundtrack, why?
Sudden loot. Sudden dry run loot.
Yeah. Why? Okay.
Bust out a drunken bard, just shut that guy.
So, God, I swear I had that volume lowered. Oh, whatever.
It's not my fault. I don't have my hand on my loot.
So, as you bid Migrog farewell, Reginald takes you to the front gates of Gunmar's ground. After a couple of minutes, he stops by and just, like, you can see in the distance there's two figures. He squints at it and just says, "Ah, yes, that appears to be our escort. Well, good luck, all of you. We may have only just met, but human loss is never a good thing."
That I agree with, good friend. May you have a good day.
Bring glory to Gunmar. And he salutes you and begins to walk off.
I salute back.
Alright, so do you continue towards the gate where the two figures are?
Yeah, and I offer Haas food that he can join us.
You see his face just light up, and just he takes one of Gil's fish and just downs it in a single gulp. Okay, as you approach the gate, you see...
It was Dryren offering the food.
Well...
So now Gil is just kind of, like...
Yeah,
well,
mark down that Gil now has 9 rations left, not 10.
Well, I had...
As you approach the gate and like the figures become more visible, you can see that it's actually two people that you know. It's Calamin and the wood elf that you had met at the inn. And as you approach, Calamin looks like he's been looking at you for a while. Just goes, "Ah, my friends, welcome, welcome. I see that you too have been brought onto our journey."
Yes, my friend.
Ah, it's good. Yes, it's important that we get this done, yes? Of course, there is another reason why I'm here, and Felina is here as well. Between adventurers, Ilya asked us to keep an eye on you. Trust is not very easy to come by, and she does not want you to just defect to the bandits. So, don't take this as an offense, but if you show signs of it, we have been ordered to take you down.
I understand.
And another reason is just to make sure that you lot aren't up, what's the saying that the humans say? Up shit's creek without a paddle. We are mostly here to aid as well. The whole killing you if you defect, that's just an if. But still, you are here? Are you ready then, to a journey on to stop this convoy?
Well, I would say so. What?
Were you saying anything after say so, because you kind of cut out there?
Well, I would say so. Just... I do have a little proposition. Should we stumble across any ore, would you mind if we were to split it evenly?
Calamin has no problem with that, except Calamin suggests after stopping the convoy. If the convoy gets over the bridge, then, well, we might be outmatched. If it's already a clearing there, if that convoy gets there, well, Ilya told you herself she believes that they'll set up a base there. If they do that, then we will lose full control over that side.
I think I have an idea, considering you said it was by a bridge.
Ah, we are not going near the bridge, my friend. I have a feeling I know what you are planning. That bridge is important, and the clearing is too close. We need to catch them on the way there.
Of course. Though no, I was not implying that we would do anything to the bridge.
Well, either way, we will not be going near the bridge. I have set up a small way to get across the bridge. Little dangerous, especially for that one, and he, like, nods his head towards Haas. But,
No, I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. I'm pretty sure it will take its weight. Anyway, are we ready? We are wasting time.
Yes.
Very well. Follow Calamine. Just for the record now, can you give me the marching order?
We will have Gil going in front because of his strength.
Okay.
And I shall be after Gil with Haas following me, because that's what Haas does.
Okay, and then Lorvo is behind him. Alright. Okay. Just want to know that. Okay. So, I can stop the town music and actually go to outdoor ambience, because yay. As I said, I fucking planned for this shit this time. As you...
The ambience is awesome.
What?
Continue. I was just commenting on the ambience. It's great.
Yeah. As you begin to walk, Gunmar slowly vanishes behind you. Calamine is taking the lead, and you can see now that, unlike before, he's in much more thicker leather, and you can see on his back a large crossbow strewn behind it, with no string on it. Felina as well. You remember seeing her with robes and a staff, but now you can see that she's in full leather armor with a short sword on her belt. As you continue walking, Calamine stops you several times, muttering something about wolves. A couple of minutes pass, and eventually Calamine goes, "Okay, they're through. Go." And you continue walking onwards. About 1 hour into your walk, you start feeling snow just slightly start falling on your head. About 30 minutes later, and the snow begins to fall more thickly. And for the first time, you hear Felina say, "It appears that winter's grip is settling in." And her voice is very soft, yet it's also got... It sounds very broad, like basically as if you've got surround sound on. But you can... It unmistakably is coming from her mouth. It's just it has kind of like an echo feel.
Is shivering a free action?
Being a Argonian, you're not entirely cold-blooded, but enough that the cold does affect you, and you do start shivering slightly. Calamine looks behind and just goes, "Huh, you know, maybe you'd actually be good in my birthplace," and continues walking on. Another hour passes, and eventually you come to the river. After following it for a couple of minutes while keeping an eye out for any mud crabs, you eventually come to 2 pairs of ropes strung between 2 trees. Calamine slowly just gives the top one a tug, and without saying a word, climbs up onto the rope and starts shimmying over. It's a little bit wobbly, but for the most part he makes it through. Felina then follows afterwards, running ahead of you lot, and follows on ahead. After going across, Calamine looks at the rope and says, "I think that it'd be best if the big one went last. We don't want it to break before you guys get over now, do we?"
Fair point.
Alright,
So,
so which ones go first?
okay, so Gil will look at Haas and be like, "So, friend, can you hold the door as I go?"
Haas looks confused, but just goes, "Okay."
Diane looks at him like, Big Haas. I think he means for us to hold on to the rope. Stability, you know?
Okay. And he just slowly walks up and just like Haas is big, so he's able to grab both ropes and just hold them.
So, now Gil goes across.
Alright.
As Gil climbs up, even with Hoss holding onto it, it does wobble a bit, and there is some creaking from the weight of his armor. Calamin and Felina are just like watching very closely as Gil slowly makes his way across. The rope is creaking the entire way through, but eventually he feels a clawed hand grab him by his elbow.
Ah, see? Not a problem.
And Gil's now across. So who's next?
Well, Dryhan, well saying. Well, usually I would just swim across this. However, considering the cold, perhaps that might not be the best idea.
You dip your finger into the river just to check to see if you could swim over it, and it feels like a cold iron bar has just been placed on your finger. You quickly whip your finger out. With that, you climb onto the rope and begin shimmying across. The rope creaks a little bit, but not as much. You're wearing a lot less gear than Gil was. And as you make it across, again, Calamin, like, grasps you by your elbow and just pulls you on the rest of the way. Lorvo looks up and just closes his book, knowing, and attaches it to his robe before it's just climbing up and very casually just shimmying across. Again, he's got basically nothing. And eventually he makes it over. Calamin then looks at the orc and says,
Alright, Hoss, was it? Yes. Hoss! It's now your turn.
As Hoss lets go of the ropes, he slowly climbs on. This rope is designed for more like human-sized people, so he's kind of like hunched over slightly, but he slowly starts shimmying across. But then about halfway, you hear a loud snap. And before you know it, you see Hoss just fall right into the water.
Sploosh.
Yeah, he's fallen into the water. After a couple of seconds, you see Hoss like flailing about in the water, but while this is happening, you can hear Calamin just laughing his head off. And after a couple of seconds, Hoss stops flailing and just slowly stands up in the river. Meanwhile, Calamin is on the floor laughing. I was hoping for that one! Oh, God!
Wow.
Oh!
As Gil's joining in on the laughter.
Apologies. Just a little prank by Calamin.
And as Hoss just
Are you okay, Hoss?
Cold. As he walks onto shore, Lorvo casts Prestidigitation on him, just to get all the water off. And just casually, like, lights a fireball, but doesn't throw it, just to try and help warn him.
I'd extinguish that if I were you. Well, that was indeed funny. We are now in enemy territory.
Also, I don't exactly trust you with having firepower, Lorvo. No offense, just...
I mean...
We've seen what you do with that.
Okay. And he extinguishes the flame. Also, were you, like, talking as Drain there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just because you had a similar voice to Calamin, so I'm just like, wait, you role-playing for me?
Yeah, sorry.
It's fine, it's fine. So, as you keep walking, keeping a low profile, do you want to roll a stealth check for this, or do you want to just walk normally?
Oh, God, I'll roll a stealth check. We all know how this is going to go, though.
Alright, I'll do one for Calamin and Felina. So, well, first one I'll also do Lorvo. Let's see, so you rolled a 15, I think. Yeah,
I actually got good for once.
Okay, and rolling for that one, that's 15 for, yeah, that's, whatchamacallit, there.
I have to roll for disadvantage because Gil has heavy
Yeah, I actually realized that a while ago. It's just like, oh wait, Gil's got heavy armor, he's got disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
That is not good at all. Just,
Or Gil.
yeah, I'm just trying to get the other characters,
Hoss time.
yeah.
Oh, Hoss does not care about stealth.
So you're just gonna say Haas is gonna keep walking?
Yep.
Okay.
Hoss not know what they do.
Alright, give me a second while I just roll for Felina and... So, this is Felina's roll. Natural 20 for Felina. And,
Are we sure she didn't use some invisibility spell?
nah. And, Calamin. Let's see how he does. Gee, a rogue rolling. How's this gonna go? 15 even with a natural 8. So, as you all just slowly go down a bit lower, you can very faintly hear a clink, 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 as Gil's just walking on by. Meanwhile, Haas is just walking normally. And you can see at this point, Calamin's actually taken the crossbow off his back and strung it with a bowstring, and now it has a bolt firmly in it. You keep walking for about 20 minutes, and let me just...
Can I have my rapier out just in case too?
Yep. And because Gil is technically at the front along with Calamin, I want you to roll a perception check for him. Yes, I'm asking you to roll perception for the guy who never sees shit, and Calamin's also going to do the same. That is Calamin's check.
And 7.
Still can't roll shit. Ooh. Okay, that's that.
Oh my... Yeah, Gil looks at him, it's like, oh my god, guys. It's a giant rock.
Wow, these rolls. Oh boy, this is a lucky dice. Vise, I want you to roll a perception check now as well.
Sure.
Wait, but is he part of us now?
You'll see.
I'm just rolling a perception check. I got a 16.
Okay. As you keep walking, Calamin raises his hand and then points straight ahead. It takes a little bit, it's a little difficult for you all to see, but you can see several faint lights in the distance. One a little bit further away. Calamin turns to you all and says, "It's them. So, do you have a plan?" You can't see how many people are there, but you can tell at this point that you have come upon the convoy.
Well, I do have a plan. It's not a particularly good plan.
Calamin is all ears. While you say this, while this is going on, Volcar, you heard a slight sound that didn't sound like normal woodland stuff to your right. As you look to the right, you can see just through the snow what looks to be a bunch of figures. But as you turn around, you can see the bandits that have you are also looking that way.
Yeah, they've also noticed. Am I like tied up?
Yeah, you are chained, and in front of you, your chain leads to a harness, which is wrapped around a bear right now.
Oh, I'm like attached to a bear.
Yeah, you've got maybe like,
Okay.
you've got like maybe enough slack in the chain to move 5 feet backwards, but that's about it.
Oh my god.
All right.
So just before you say what you're gonna do, back to Kalamin and such.
Okay, can I roll to quack and make them believe that's just a bunch of ducks?
1 second. Let me just...
No, classic snow ducks out in the winter.
The classic snow duck. Yeah, go ahead and make a deception check.
The typical Winterfell of Skyrim.
Okay, so just...
Ooh.
21. What does that get me?
You let out an almighty quack. That surprisingly sounds... It sounds very convincing. And Kalmin's just looking at you like, is this your plan? Just quack like a dog?
Yes. Yes. Let's try.
And
I have them. I motion for him to keep going on as I keep the quack.
as you motion for that to happen, you see Kalamin's face just scrunch up with pain as an arrow smashes right into the back of his shoulder. He takes... he takes 8 points of piercing damage from the arrow, as it is apparent now that the bandit convoy had spotted you.
Darn it! They thought we were ducks.
Well, no, they saw you, and they saw you randomly quack. So I'll just move us over to this.
So much for convincing them that we were ducks.
I was pretty convinced. I saw you, and then you made duck noises, and I was like, maybe they were ducks.
Yeah, but it didn't matter because they already saw you. So
maybe they were.
So there we. So yeah, here's the battle arena. Oh wait, yeah, I need to move your. Can I just do this to drag
You can just drag. Yeah, if you just drag my like little person.
There we go.
On there like that. It'll
Yep. I can't. It's not letting me. 1 sec.
Oh, that's weird. What?
Oh wait, that might be why. There we go. Okay, so let me just get rid of that one because that's where you were. And there we go.
Yeah, and I'm large also.
Yeah, you're a large Nord. So let me just get Kalamin's sheet here so I can write down that he's taken damage. There we go. How much health does he actually have?
It's a bear.
I'm chained to a bear.
Yeah, you are
Two
chained to a
bears.
bear, and there's one
an
behind you.
Unfortunate situation. And like I'm in between two bears.
Yep. Okay. So as Kalamin turns around and just hisses at the attack, I want everyone to roll initiative.
Okay, time for me to roll. Let's see. Luck. Don't fail me now.
If you have your token selected, it will automatically put you on the turn.
Oh, Kalamin did not do very well there.
Okay, let me see.
Let me
how
actually, yeah, just
Oh, I did not do that great either, except Gil did. Yeah, the second one was Gil.
Okay, so let me just... So Gil was 11. Train was 5. I'll sort that out. Have you rolled for Hoss?
Oh, I don't have Hoss's thing.
I'll just quickly...
Let me get his character sheet so I can...
Alright, I'll do Lorvo's roll.
So yeah.
Lorvo got pretty bad as well.
Nice.
Okay, now for the bear.
Oh God, Hoss!
Oh, yeah, cool. That was the bear.
No, that was no, the natural
that was
20 was for Hoss.
That's good.
So that's normal 20. Now let me just quickly get up the mob list. This is one of the big problems with doing all this stuff. There we go. So the bandits. Okay, so I'll do the bandits first.
Okay, so can I command Haas. So, as things start, can I actually have a free action whisper to Haas? Hey Haas, they're going to take all your food.
Second, so then there's that one. God, what are these rolls? For the record, they're rolling really good right now.
Okay. What can they beat Haas's natural 20?
Unfortunately,
don't tempt fate.
Initiative is just
Yeah, don't tempt fate. Oh, no, that one fell. Doesn't count. Well, that certainly doesn't beat it. Okay, and then for this one... Oh, wait, 1 second. That one was 16.
Wait, do the Bears have initiative?
Yeah, they do. I'm still working my way through this, alright? Yeah, that one was a 7 as well. Okay, that's those. And then this guy... that's just enough for him. Now the bears. A bear! Oh, that's easy, just 220. Okay. Okay. So, that one. And that one. Okay, so it's Haas's turn, and upon saying that, you see him just start shaking, not due to cold, but due to pure rage.
Yep.
Let me just see. All right.
We need us to rush down that guy with the sword.
Which guy with the sword? The one? Which one?
The one near the arrow guy. Like, let me get the ping.
That one, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. His move speed. Because he's going through these trees here, that's going to be classified as rough terrain, so he'll only be able to move 15 feet.
Oh.
Unless you want to use a dash action, which will let him move 30, so he'll be able to get here. 1 sec.
lumbering through the bushes.
Yeah. He'll be able to get here at 30 feet.
We will have that as
Alright. So
I'm
Haas...
putting up health for everyone.
Yep. Haas charges forward and just... He's a big guy, but these thick trees are everywhere. So he's kind of just like trying to shove his way through and like smacking some down with his axe. That's as far as he's going to get with his turn. So now it is the one at the front. From this distance, it's difficult to see, but you see the whoever the bandit just dash forward as well. Let's see, he can go. I'd say that. And it begins making a beeline right towards the lot of you. And you can see as he gets close that one of his daggers has got flames emitting from it. That's his action. Alright. Your turn, Vise.
Okay. What do I actually have on my person?
You have
I
your
imagine
armor
I'm
and
just
your shield.
Armor.
And looking ahead, you can see your warhammer strapped to the harness of the bear.
Okay. So...
Try to tame the bear.
I gonna just try and go for my warhammer. Like I'm just gonna try and grab it at this point in the midst of the chaos.
Okay.
And then if that's enough,
make a sleight of hand check.
The sleight of hand. Okay. 14.
14. Gates.
Just as I kind of wrist together, like grab the hammer.
You very quickly dash forward while everyone's just focusing on these new intruders and just very quickly grab the warhammer, and you struggle a bit. It's a little bit difficult, but you're able to finally pull the warhammer out. But as you do that, you see the bear in front of you turn to look at you.
Do I manage to like get my weapon out?
You've got your weapon, but because your hands are still chained, all attacks that you make will be with disadvantage.
All right, that's okay.
All right, and that's your turn.
That's my turn.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
So I'm like,
your action was to try and.
bear staring down at me. And
Yeah, you're staring down at a bear. A bear. You're gonna get stared from there. So I'll just rotate said bear, and I'll just make it that you move forward a bit, obviously to get to him. The bandit in front had heard the bear start growling and turns around and sees you and says, "Oh, you ain't gonna be getting free!" Runs right up to you, and he is going to make an attack on you. There we go. So he's gonna make a melee attack. So that is a 16 to hit.
I have 18 armor.
You've got 18 AC.
With my shield, yes. Even
Yeah.
well, like,
So-
if I don't have my shield, then it's a 16.
Well, for the sake of this, I'll just say that because your shield's like, I mean, is your character right-handed or left-handed? Is a good question.
It's a good question. I'm probably like I wield my hammer with my right hand.
Okay. So as he runs to your left side, he swings his axe at you, and it just bounces off your shield, which is unfortunately also blocking any chance of him hitting your shackles, and deals no damage.
Okay, yeah.
So that is his turn because he can't do anything. The bear behind you growls as well, but you can see that his focus is now at the big angry barbarian charging through. And you hear the archer say, "Get him, Gron!" And the bear just charges right towards him and is going to make a... Let's make it a multi-attack, which is a claw and a bite attack. So that is... It's just a normal natural 20. That's a natural 1 for the claws. And that is a 13 plus 2. So 15 on... does that hit Haas's armor class? 15?
Yeah, I think his armor class is 13.
Okay. So that means that for the bite attack, he gets +3 plus 1d6. So, and he's raging. So, oh, that was terrible. Haas takes 4 points of piercing damage, reduced down to 2 because he's raging. As the bear just like slashes at Haas, but only succeeds in ripping off the bark on the tree nearby. And then he just like lunges forward and bites at Haas, and is only able to like clamp his teeth down on his fingers before letting go. That's the bear's turn. The knight that's behind, that was behind the bear, looks towards him and says, "Ah, you wee idiots!" And he's gonna charge forward. I think that's within his movement. Yeah, that's just within his movement. He's now behind that tree. I'm just gonna move this back. There we go. Just so I can see it. And he's gonna make an attack on Haas because big guy's barreling through the forest. That'll hit. That's a 17. That is without the +3 as well. So Haas takes 6 points of damage, reduced down to 3. As he just comes up the other side of the tree and just stabs forward with a sword. And it pierces in deep with Haas, but he shrugs it off still. It's now Gil's turn.
Okay, so Gil can move up to this bandit.
Alright, so moves up to the bandit.
Was casting Thunderous Smite a free action?
Thunderous Smite's just something you do when you hit.
Yeah.
So you don't even really cast it, it's just if you like land a critical or something.
Yeah, basically if you hit, you declare that you're using the Thunderous Smite.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
why
so-
Smite's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, Gil's gonna do his normal thing and try to attack with his sword.
Alright, roll an attack.
Okay, so it's
Classic Paladin versus... Ooh, that's a...
That misses. As Gil just like charges forward, you see his blade start to shimmer slightly as he gets his spell prepared and just slashes out, but the bandit dips away, just dodging the blade. You can see that his sword is still, like, slightly shimmering with energy, but he's still missed. Okay, so the archer, now seeing that his friend's in trouble, raises his bow and just at Gil and just waits. And that's going to be his action. The bandit next to the bear looks towards you, Volkar, and just goes, "Oh, this is just going to be lovely today." And you see as he steadily focuses, that's 2, so now he's got that many left. As you see as arcane energy crackles in his hands as he slowly points to a patch of, God, I'm trying to find an icon for this very quickly. There's a lot of stuff here that I'm trying to find. Fuck, I'll go with that one. And there's a swirl of arcane energy, and all of a sudden a spectral wolf appears at the area that he pointed. And he just steps back up, placing his staff down, and just observes. The wolf is going to dart around the side towards you, Volker, and is going to make an attack on you. So let me get the wolf stats here, because I'm fucking prepared for this shit. There we go. So he's going to make a bite attack on you. That is not a d20, that's a d20. That is a 19 to hit. Yeah. Okay, and I need you to make a strength saving throw as well. You take 7 points of piercing damage from the bite attack. Okay, yeah, no.
7 points, okay.
Yeah. So it's a wolf just like kind of like somewhat drifts across the snow, just jumps at you and bites hard into your arm. He like shakes about a bit before jumping off, and you, because of the size, you were able to keep your balance and avoid being knocked down.
Oh, right on. Foul priest.
Yeah, so I'll just quickly
surrounded on 3 sides.
So I just need to put the summoner's summon at this directly below him.
Okay, Volk, I have an idea though. This might hurt you more than it hurts me.
What?
Okay, we'll see.
Okay, it's Lorvo's turn.
I'm in the middle of something right now.
Yeah, you guys have got no communication.
I have a chain attached to my arm that is attached to a bear, and then I have a shield in one hand, and I have my other arm with a warhammer that is like fending off a wolf attack. A spectral.
Oh, I just realized Gil wouldn't have actually been able to make it because he can only move 20 feet because he's encumbered. It's fine.
Oh, he's
yeah. By default, he has a move speed of 30, but because he's above the limit, he's lost 10 feet of move speed. But whatever. But the attack missed anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh wait. Okay, so my plan failed because I'm not even at that level where I can use it.
Yeah. It's fine with the whole Gil thing moving though, because whatever. So Lorvo is going to, he can move, just to be on the safe side, we'll say 20 feet. So there. He moves up to Calamin and just quickly checks to see if he's okay. You see Calamin just, like, still struggling to take the arrow out of his shoulder, but he just goes, I'm fine, go! And he is going to cast a fireball on the bear attacking Volker. So let me get his sheet up. There it is. So attack plus 5. Normal. Yeah, that fucking hits. That hits. Okay. So fireball.
Yeah, with this fire. That's a rarity.
Yeah, no, he actually hit a fireball this time. Which is actually technically firebolt, but whatever,
Yeah, that one's always.
Is they going to get atomized too?
Well, it's a D10, so we'll find out. Let me just turn this volume down, because oh boy. This is what happens when you add a shit ton of music.
The battle music is getting like even more intense.
Yeah. So that is a D10. That's a D12. That's a D10. As Lorvo just quickly channels his fire and says, "Hey, safe to use it, right?" Okay, and just throws it directly at the wolf. The wolf just, sees like the glow reflecting off Volker's armor, turns around and ducks down as the fireball careens across the top of his fur, singeing it. That was 1 point of fire damage.
That's sweet.
Yeah, but it definitely felt it.
Toast.
Okay. Drayan, it is now your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move up a bit to be by the side of. Yep.
Yep.
And now.
You still got movement
I think
still.
you know what time it is.
Okay, so what are you doing then? Doing whispers on who? Who are you doing whispers on?
I'm whispering to this.
To the bandit. Okay. So that is a wisdom saving throw, yeah?
Yeah.
That's a 4.
Yep, that's a fail.
Alright. So how much damage did he take then?
I'm about
I
to
actually
roll.
got dissonant whispers on him.
Yeah. I'm also going to move Guild back because, again, he couldn't actually make that. 9 points of damage.
That's good damage.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage to him. So that puts him...
I'm never gonna dance again. You.
So
I
as
guess it's
as the thief just prepares for Guild charging forward, you just see his eyes widen and just goes, "Yeah,
Need a friend.
All right, is that all you're gonna do then?
I'm never gonna dance again the way that I dance with you.
Okay, is that all you're gonna do?
Also, nope. I shall use my free action to inspire our Khajiit friend.
All right, that is a D6 at your level, I think.
Yep.
D6. All right, place that there so I know. Okay. This is now. Oh wait, why is Felina on there? I thought I rolled for her. Fuck it, I'll roll for her now. And I'll just make it be that she just got there. Fuck, I thought I rolled for her. Just wondering why I wasn't able to have fun with her. There you go. Just boop. Okay, so Felina rolled it too. So it doesn't really matter, she'd be at the bottom anyway. So
Oh my friend.
yeah, so she's after Calamine. But it's now the bear that you very so rudely took the warhammer off, and he's gonna make a multi-attack on you.
Please no.
That is, what did you say your armor class was?
18.
That is, no, that misses. That misses. Wow. Okay.
I'm like, I'm just like slashing with the chain. I'm like pulling it and tugging
As
at the
it,
chain.
yeah. So the
Wait, are
bear
you wrestling
lunges
the bear?
forward and just swipes at you twice, and you're able to just dodge out of the way. Before it lunges at you with a bite attack, you quickly grab are able to move the chain in a way that it's basically that he bites down hard on the chain. And as it bites down, you let me just do this. Yeah. You hear a sound of metal snapping, and you suddenly feel the tension in your arms lessen a bit. You're still bound at the wrist, but the chain between you and the bear has now been severed.
I'm not attached to a bear anymore.
You're not attached to a bear anymore, no.
My attacks are still at disadvantage. Though,
You're
so
still
I'm, like,
disadvantaged because you're still, the chains are still, you can...
I'm still attached, like,
When-
between the wrists.
when we get to your turn, I'll say if there's anything you can do about it. So now it's Calamine's turn. As he steps up and just finally he's gone the arrow of his shoulder, he goes, "Nobody gets the drop on Calamine, and lives to tell the tale. He is going to make an attack on the bear that Volkar is fighting with his crossbow.
Wait, interference in this world bear wrestling idol match?
Yeah, we're doing this over here. Yeah.
Yep.
That is a 14. That will just hit the bear's AC. And because Volker is next to him, he also gets sneak attack damage.
Oh, cool.
Because he's a rogue. So that is D8
Sorry, I was typing out.
plus... Let me just check what sneak attack damage he's got. At his level, he's a 3rd level rogue. So I think that's 2d6, I think. Is it 2d6? Let me have a look. There we go. Yeah, 2d6. So that is going to be... plus... As Calmin focuses, he aims at the bear and fires, and you see the bolt fly through the air, and then you just Volker, as you're just staring down this bear as it growls at you, you see its head just snap to the left, and in the few short seconds you can see a crossbow bolt sticking out of its left eye, where its left eye used to be, as it just roars. It is looking
Bear slumber.
pretty rough.
I probably like to crane my neck and like shoot a glance at Cal.
Alright, now just move to
Like a grin.
yeah. Now it's Felina's turn.
Well, I guess you can say that it now has the right to bear arms.
Aha! I must made a.
I ought to give you
like,
disadvantage for that pun.
Man, I made a really hilarious social studies presentation in middle school that was bear arms.
So Felina's gonna just dash forward into the woods next to Haas. Oh wait, no, she can move 5 feet more. There we go. And that's gonna be our turn because you used it as a dash. All right, it's now Haas's turn.
It's time for Hobbs to smash Judy Bear.
All right, go ahead and roll an attack on him then.
Yeah, let me look back up Hobbs' stuff. Considering it's the mighty
Hoss.
Yeah.
It's the not just the mighty Hoss, but the mighty Hoss's mighty great axe.
All right. Yeah, no, that'll hit. That'll hit. Roll damage.
That'll do.
Yeah, that'll do it. And don't forget +2 because Hoss is raging.
Wait, so that means it's +6 damage.
No, the modifier isn't +6, the damage is +2.
No, I mean...
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah,
you're
it's
correct.
it's a +4
You're
+2.
technically correct.
It's weapon damage
+4
plus...
from his
Okay,
modifier and plus-
so that is 11 points of damage to the bear. So that would be...
That was an unfortunate low roll for the great axe.
There we go, okay.
Yeah, it was.
D12s, man.
Yeah, just...
Barbarian life, though.
Yeah.
But his strong
Haas
still makes it
Haas
pretty easy to
remembering
manage.
the promise of wrestling bears, like you can't see it, but Haas has just got like a big goofy grin while he's raging. He does basically like an underarm like sweep of the axe, clipping the bear just under its chin as its head just rears back. It stags a bit and then lands on all 4 legs again, just growling. It was a pretty big hit to him. Do you want Haas to do anything else, or?
Can I have Haas just let out a monumental war scream of Haas smash?
Yeah. So Haas, normally a quiet orc, just you hear him suddenly rear out.
Horse smash! And that's going to be Haas's turn then. Now, the what do you call it? The bandit. That's a tree that I'm picking up there. Apparently, I'm just gonna shift that over there for now. Moving tree. Ignore it.
Oh my god, the tree's a bandit.
He's gonna move forward to Gil, and he's going to make 2 attacks on you.
Wait, he has to move back because he failed the save.
Oh right, yeah. Fuck. Right. That's dash action. So 15, 20, 25. 30, 35, 40, 45. Yeah. So you see the flames on one of his daggers just instantly extinguish as his eyes go wide, and he just runs away. And that's his turn because he had to use a dash action. Volker, it's your turn.
I just kind of chuckle at that.
Can I?
Now you,
Is it like,
as you
yeah,
look
I wanna try
at
to-
the chains, you can see it's not like you've got shackles. It's just the chains have been wrapped around your wrists, and you. Looking at it,
Okay,
you can
so
tell with the chain.
It's pretty reasonable for me to kind of like.
Yeah, you could
pull it apart.
roll a strength check.
Okay. I can do that. Proficiency, yes I am. 16.
You try and like wrench your arms away, and after the third attempt, you're just able to you hear the chain snap a bit more as they go flying off you. You now have your arms
Alright.
free, so you no longer have disadvantage, but that was your action.
That's my action? Okay, then I'm going to action surge and attack this bear
Alright, roll an attack.
with my full attack. As I scream out, like echoing with Haas's scream, I bring my warhammer down on the skull of this.
That'll hit, roll damage.
Oh!
Okay. And this is two-handed roll, so it's a D10.
Oh shit.
And I re-roll ones and twos.
Oh shit.
Plus
Oh!
that is not a roll. I need
Get
to
the Get the camera! Get the
6.
camera
Okay,
ball!
9 damage.
Alright.
Get the camera ball!
As you roar out with the same energy that Haas just did, you grip the warhammer with both your hands and just slam it directly overhead down on top of the now wounded bear as its head just comes back to look at you, only for it to just be smashed right down into the ground. As you lift up the hammer, you see the bear just slowly get up and just start staggering. It's looking pretty rough. There's blood coming from where its eye used to be. There's now a large gash on the top of its head.
Okay. And I would also like to bonus action with that scream will function as a bonus action. Healing second wind. So 10 more. I back to full health right on.
All right,
'Cause
sweet,
I only
cool.
took 7 damage. I was just kind of worried there because I have squishy health.
Yeah. All right, it's now time for the bandit that's next to you. He just sees, that you basically nearly knocked out a fucking bear with a single hit. He's just like,
And I'm free now.
and just as you look through the corner of your eye, he's got an expression where he's just thinking, this was a mistake, but he's gonna roll an attack anyway. That is a 10. That
It just kind of chinks off.
I
the
just like
armor.
I bash it with my shield.
Yeah, he prepares his axe to just smack down it, but then you just swing your shield and just bat away, and he's just like, ah!
Like he hasn't even brought the axe down. It's in the backswing, and I hit it just hit the axe out of the air.
Yeah,
It's like it's just. Like,
and he
don't even
just said like,
attempt
So you just parried him.
and that's his turn. The bear that's attacking Cars is going to again do a multi.
that was a preemptive defensive strike.
Yeah.
That was.
So the bear
I'll remember
that
that.
just got uppercutted by Haas is now going to do another multi attack. So that is a 20,
That's a hit.
and that is a 5. So that's the claw attack. So Haas takes. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong dice. It's that dice. That dice. Yeah.
Because I could.
That's you. Haas takes 8 points of slashing damage, reduced down to 4.
Okay, so how much damage has he taken now?
He took 4 damage from the bear there. So
I'm gonna think about 10 points of damage have been done to the boss. Yes.
Let's say 10 points. Yeah, try and keep tabs on that, because I can't keep tabs on your guys' health that well. As the bear just like slashes twice, ripping deep into Husk's arms as he like hunches close to try and defend himself. And with the bite attack, Husk's able to just shove the bear to the side as it tries to bite. And when he does this, the bandit next to him swings his axe towards Husk. That was a natural 1. And he waits and he just kind of hesitates and then swings again and just misses clearly. And then just as he looks up as he's trying to recover, he can just see a big, angry orc barbarian glaring at him. And you just hear him go, "Hi!" Alright. It's now Gil's turn.
Okay, so Gil obviously sees the person over here and heard them, so he's gonna try to go over to them as much as he can.
He can make it there with a dash action.
Okay.
Otherwise, he can get about here. Like, normally that's as far as he can get without dashing.
Okay, we'll have him go there, and let me see how many javelins he has.
I just realized I couldn't have been two-handing my warhammer. So if you want to give the bear 2 more HP,
nah, we'll keep it. We'll keep its HP.
I'm just like going forward. I only have roll a d when I'm wielding my shield.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't say how much.
So what are you doing with Gil?
Okay, so he's just gonna stay there because he can't. Because I don't know how many javelins he has.
All right.
And Mitch, hi there.
Hello.
Oh, Mitch, get in here, Mitch. It's actually coming up to your
I'm
turn
not
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of in the middle of a battle.
Oh boy.
Well, that's good. That means I don't have to roleplay as you. For the record, Mitch, you threw a fireball.
Yes.
It hit, but it only dealt 1 damage.
Such is life.
Such is the life of Lavoriel. Alright, so we'll just wait until Mitch gets in. Actually, we'll continue on because Mitch's turn is only a few in. Now, the archer that was patiently waiting and looking at Gil fires. And this is an exposed weakness shot, which means it hits regardless.
Ooh,
It's the homebrew archer's special
I was
move.
gonna say it's your homebrew archer thing you were talking about.
Yeah, it can only use it at the most. Like we're talking 17th level, an archer can only use it twice per long rest.
Oh.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, because it's a guaranteed hit and it's a guaranteed crit.
Ooh. Gil, no.
So Gil
Friend who's
is
coming to try and rescue me.
So Gil takes.
Armor-bound brother.
Oh. Oh
That sounded like
shit!
too many dice.
I am so sorry. Gil takes 22 points of piercing damage. I rolled a 8. I rolled a fucking 8.
So
Oh god, that puts him below his max.
he's down.
Yeah. So as Gil's like charging forward to try and save Volker, the archer in the back goes, "Not so fast," and just unleashes an arrow, and you see it in slow motion just fly through the air and hits Gil directly in the right side of his chest as he just gets knocked backwards, and you see him just land hard on his back, breathing but unconscious.
Gil, no!
The summoner is which is this guy right here.
Yeah, imagine.
It's just looking at the carnage and looks towards you, Volker. Looks at his staff and goes,
I'm already fighting enough things. Please.
and he just goes, "I should have brought some better weapons." He's just gonna skip his turn. He knows it's not a good idea. The wolf, on the other hand, is going to make a bite attack on you. That is a 16 to hit.
18 AC.
Actually, wait, no, I didn't. That's just a natural 60. Let me just get the actual thing here. Fucking, I don't think
You
it's...
probably hit me then.
Yeah, it's... Wait, is it? No, no, it misses.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right on. Still fighting.
It's able to clamp onto you, but this time it's clamped onto one of 2 of your armor. And while you can feel it pressing down, it's not enough for it to hurt. Lorvo, it's now your turn.
So Lavoil's gonna take off his glasses and clean them real quick as he slides them back on. He sees that there's quite a few more things in front of him than what you thought was there. He's gonna have to whip a fireball at the right big one.
Which you got the ping system.
I'm the big one. Like the big one that isn't Haas is me, just so you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, let's not do that. Then.
Well, if you want to
Just
go
saying.
through with the attack, you're free to.
So let me get my little marker thing out.
I mean, normally I'd say, well, you've declared it, but I'm not going to because you obviously had stuff going on, so you weren't able to get here in time.
Volkar's supposed to be our friend too.
Is this one bad?
No, that's
From
Gil.
what you can tell, from what you
I gotta remember things.
from what you've seen, this Nord is fighting the same bandits that you're fighting.
Yeah, I basically you guys came up on us, and I was bound by them, and then they noticed that you guys were coming up on them.
Yeah, like-
they kind of
like you
shot
were-
first. The conflict started. I escaped my bonds, and now we're kind of.
Yeah.
Gil just got shot with an arrow and is just dropped.
Yeah, you were able
Yeah.
to. You were able to see. You can see the remains of what looks like some chains and a few bits still wrapped around this Nord's arms.
Well, then we're gonna have to take out this archer right here.
All right, I'm gonna say for this because you are firing through trees that you'll be doing this attack with disadvantage.
Can I walk like here first to like
I would still say you got disadvantage on that one because
That's fine.
there's just a
That's
thick line of trees in the way.
All right. With disadvantage, roll.
7. That misses.
Done.
After you manage to
You
hit
you
something
run
before.
you run forward and do like kind of a sort of flick of the wrist, like thrown to the side of you, trying to get it through the trees, and you see it does get through, but the bandit that had just been that had just shot Gil notices it and ducks, and it goes flying over him and crashes into the tree behind him.
Look at his stomach.
Why is my affinity for fire betray me?
All right. Is there anything you want
I'll
to do
go.
now, Gil, or is it? Or it's going to be drained center-wise? No. Okay, it's drained turn.
I asked for help to try to springboard to Gil so I can heal him.
You can get to him normally.
Yeah, you're 20 feet.
Okay,
Yeah, you've.
I shall go and I shall use my cure wound. So
All right, you run up to Gil and just place just like grasp his outstretched hand as arcane energy just channels into him. Go ahead and roll the heals.
wait, on sheet.
Oh, that means I can also close your character sheet now, Mitch, because you're here.
Alright.
So there we go. I gotta keep these other ones open.
And I forgot to put up a quick thing for this, so I'm doing it manually. See?
Okay. I think you can kill like wounds like 1d6,
It's just an
1d8
amount
plus
of dice.
1d8 plus your
1d8 plus
spellcasting
my spell
modifier.
modifier,
Yeah.
which was pretty high.
9. So Gil gets 9 health as you just hear him go. I got shot again, didn't I?
Spit out
Yes.
a little blood.
You need to stop. You need to stop doing that.
It's not my fault the archers love me. Alright, and
Holding up
is
the archers.
there anything else that you want to do?
I rolled to give him My inspiration.
Okay, you give him
By
inspiration.
praising the sun.
All right, you see him make a very weird gesture. He like stands up straight with his arms outstretched, and Gil's just looking at. He's basically looking at you upside down because he's on the floor, and he's just there like, I mean, that's not how Merdina does it, but sure, I guess.
He joins in.
Yeah, he just makes it. He makes a praise the sun angel in the snow.
Yep.
All right. It is now the bear next to Volker. The bear is incredibly woozy. He's just barely standing, but you can see in his other eye he's still focused entirely on you, Volker. He is going to make a multi-attack on you again.
Here, please.
That's a natural 1. That's a natural 17 for the bite. So that is... That's the wolf one. There's the bear. You take 7 points of piercing damage as he now bites into your other arm. And now you basically... From what you can see from the distance, he's basically got a bear latched on one arm and a wolf latched on the other. A spectral wolf latched on the other.
Yeah, that wolf. At least it's spectral, so it like maybe is a little insubstantial and provide. And I don't. It's not weighting me down.
Yeah, no, the wolf. That's the spectral wolf. It feels heavy, but not as heavy as you'd expect a normal wolf that size to be. You get the feeling just from its bites and its appearance that this is a conjured wolf.
Mm-hmm. I'm probably like actually more afraid of the wolf than anything else.
Yep. All right, now it's Calamin's turn. Calamin eyes at the battlefield, looks at his crossbow, and just throws it to the side. And you see him whip out 2 daggers, and he is going to run at the bear that's battling Carton. He's going to make 2 attacks on him, and he's still got inspiration, so doesn't need it for that one. He doesn't need it for that one. Okay, and that's also sneak attack damage, so oh boy. Let me just...
One of those would be good.
Yeah, so that is... So for the...
Okay, I got permission for this next attack that I'm gonna have Haas do from Haas's controller.
Okay, give me a second. Okay,
Anything that requires permission sounds hilarious.
Oh, so I just need to check some here. Don't even need to do the second attack. As Haas is just busy, like, looking at this bear, he just sees a flurry of movement to the right as Calamin swings to the side, using Haas's arms for leverage, and just stabs the blade directly into the bear's neck. You hear a gurgled roar coming from it as Calamin just thrusts the blade upwards, ripping off the side of the throat, as the bear just slowly just staggers. It goes down onto its, it drops down on its hind legs. It tries to get up and then just flops down, dead. So that is 1 bear dead. There we go. So there we go, dead bear.
Well, there goes that plan. I guess I'm gonna go with the other thing then.
Felina is going to move up here. And let me just get the range for this. And as the bear falls, you see her turn around, and Haas can see that Felina's face is just full of sheer anger. You just hear a yell, "Force!" And that is a strength saving throw, which he does not make. So, because of the angle that he was at, Haas didn't get affected by it, but this guy has disadvantage on all attacks now for the next turn.
Okay.
Alright, it is now Haas's turn.
So Haas, in his rage, can I have him grab the bandit that's next to him and deliver a devastating suplex?
Make a grapple check first, most.
Okay, and that rolls off of strength, right?
Yeah, basically D20 add your strength modifier, and I'm gonna have this bandit make an athletics check to try and beat it.
Grappling's always like the weirdest thing. D&D grappling rules are silly.
Yeah, no, I rolled a 7.
Like,
So,
oh no.
okay,
So Haas grabs the bandit by the head and then puts one arm over his own head. Tucks the bandit's head in between his armpits and lifts him up into the air by his head and the seat of his pants before falling back with the bandit.
alright, I'm gonna say roll a d6 plus Haas's strength modifier. 6 points of damage, alright. So that is... Alright. And for the sake of this, I'll say that both of you are prone, and the guy is now this side from the suplex. So both Haas and the guy are both prone. Alright, is that all you want Haas to do?
Good.
Wait, can Haas use his movements to get right back up?
Yeah.
And once again give a fired up roar.
Alright, yeah. So Haas just, you see him just slam his hand down as he basically one arm pushes himself upwards. And you just hear him yell, not as loud this time, just go, Haas smash! Okay, that is his turn. It is now the person who you scared the pants off.
They need the brown pants, don't they?
As a thief stops and looks around and sees the bear fall, he just looks quickly around before making a dash. So he is going to dash away from you all. He can get just about there. So he is basically running away, and that is his turn. Volker, you're up.
All right.
Okay.
I smashed the bear.
Okay, make an attack roll.
We need to keep an eye on that
On
bandit.
an 8 that time.
That misses.
Smashing the bear. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I
As you swing the bear, it actually like dips slightly, down, one leg down, as it just goes swinging just above its head. All right, the bandit next to you is going to make another attack roll on you. That's a miss. That was a natural 5. As you once again, he swings up again. Before you
he's just
even
hacking away at my. He's literally healed up on one side of me, and he just keeps hacking away.
Before he even raises his axe, you just swing your shield, and he just like dips back and just goes, "Oh, okay, all right, okay." I'll just get that one off because he's dead now. So the now suplex god is just gonna get up really slowly, using half his movement, and he's like looking at his surroundings. You can see Haas's back's to him because he's just still there roaring, and he looks to his left and just sees a small wood elf standing next to him. Just goes, I'm gonna take my chance at cut down. I gotta move the tree again. The tree's a bandit. Okay, and he's just gonna move up next to it and make an attack on her. Does that hit? I don't think that hits. Let me get her.
Wait.
That.
She's
He's still within engagement range, so it's not an attack of opportunity. Yeah, that hits Felina. So Felina takes 4 points of slashing damage, which surprisingly I rolled really fucking good with her on her roll, so it doesn't actually do a whole lot to her. 27 health, by the way, on her.
Oh, so she basically just scratched.
Well, it cuts in like deep into her armor, but it's just you get the feeling she's had worse.
Tis but a scratch.
Yeah. 3rd level Greybeard, man. All right.
Yep.
Gil's turn.
Okay, so Gil is going to go up to this wolf, and he's going to attack it and try to get it off of their new friend.
Alright, make an attack.
Maybe.
Yeah, that hits. That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Massive.
I think that's 1d6 plus...
Okay, let me see what his strength mod is so I can add that to this.
So I think his strength... So that's 8 points of damage. As
Not
Gil
using
just
Thunderous
rushed...
Smite this time.
What was that?
Not using Thunderous Smite.
Okay. As Gil runs up, he sees the wolf that's still latching onto Volker's arm, and he just stabs deep into the ribcage of the wolf. The wolf doesn't seem to react though, but you can see what looks to be spectral blood bursting out from the wound. But
I got you, friend.
But as the blade pulls away, you can see the spectre start to flicker a lot. Okay, it is now. Or do you have any Gil want to do it? Do you want Gil to do anything?
He can't lay hands on himself, can he?
Yeah, you can. I'll let you use it as a bonus
then
action.
have 5 health.
I think it helps.
Alright, so add 5 health to his current health.
Okay, so that will bring him up to... Yeah, 14.
Okay. So the archer notices that the paladin that he just shot in the chest is upstanding and just goes, "Oh no, you're not staying standing there." That is a 20 to hit.
Darn it, he gets hit yet again.
Okay. Where's my D8? There's my D8. Oh, wait, it's not D8. What am I thinking? Oh, wait, no, yeah, it is D8. Oh, there's a lot of damage. He takes 9 points of piercing damage. Well, at least I'll stop him yelping. Might keep barking though because the dogs are stupid. Okay. So what was I? Oh yeah, the summoner. The summoner is just going to turn to the bandit that's running away and says, "You coward! Come back and fight!" That. All right. Doesn't seem to have any effect on the thief that's running away. Now the spectral wolf, after getting a sword stabbed through it, it turns around and instantly makes a biting attack towards Gil. So that is not gonna hit because that's a 9.
Yeah, Gil has a 19 armor.
Yeah, I know. So the wolf jumps up and just tries to latch onto the arm, but Gil just bats it away with the shield. The Vorley, your turn.
So, after seeing his lack of ability to hit things with fire, he's gonna reach into his robes and pull out his trusty cheese knife, which is only slightly sharper than his ears. And he's gonna make a run towards the bear.
All right. What's your move speed?
30.
Okay, yeah. So you can make it right up to the bear.
That bear's like almost dead too.
Yeah, the bear's looking.
I'm gonna stab at
as
it
you
with
run
my
up to the
dagger.
bear, you can see it's in a pretty bad way. All right, go ahead and roll an attack then.
21.
That hits. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
2 damage.
He poked.
As you run in, you try and in your mind's eye, you look like you're doing an elegant like twist that's meant to dig deep into the bear. but it makes a deep cut enough, and the bear definitely feels it, but the bear's still standing. Anything else you want to do, or is that your turn?
I'm gonna look very frightened at the fact that it didn't die.
Alright, Drayan, it's now your turn.
Okay, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go up to Volkov and the wolf, and then give all a look and say, "This is how it's done," and stab the wolf with my rapier.
Alright, go ahead and make an attack. Alright, no sooner does the blade go into the wolf, do you hear it just let out an almighty howl. And there's a flash of arcane energy, and all of a sudden, the wolf is gone.
Well, now that's taken care of, new friend. How are you holding up over there?
I probably like raise my hammer up to smash the bear running from it.
And you actually hear a very scared bandit say, he's not out of the woods yet. You can just see just over, just across from Volker, a very scared looking bandit holding an axe, looking up at the Nord. Alright, is there anything else you want to do?
I look at him and just say, "Can you please just, kill yourself, eat you with the axe? It'd save us the trouble, please."
He seems to be focused entirely on the big old Nord that he's trying to kill. It's now the bear's turn. After feeling something dig into its fur, it looks to its left, as woozy as it is, and it's a bit difficult because its left eye's gone, so it turns and sees you, Lovely. And he's going to make an attack on you. It's a multi-attack, so that is a...
He's gonna let out a scream.
Yeah, a horrific scream.
Oh, that's why my dogs are going crazy. Somebody is letting off fireworks. That is an 11 to hit.
Actually, I don't think 11 does. I might be wrong though.
By the way, I rolled your hit die for the health that you gained, and I rolled a 1.
Right.
If you want to re-roll that, you are free to. Just that you never ups your health after you hit level 2.
What was it to hit?
11.
That would, so the scream is gonna let out, there's gonna be a little spark of magic, and it's gonna cast magic shield.
Alright, that ups your
There's a
AC
reaction?
by 2, is it?
5
5.
for 1 round.
Alright.
Yeah. Shield is
And
great.
the second attack, which is obviously goes to no, that misses normally. So you see, the bear just like tries to like slash directly across you, and everyone hears a very high pitch ah! And then there's a flash of energy, and you hear what sounds like metal on, a claw hitting metal, which still makes sense. But as you see a shimmering arcane like shield in front of Laverly, who is currently crouched down on the ground with his head, covering his head with his arms, kind of like curled up into a ball kind of deal. And he looks up and just realizes that he's safe. And that's the bear's turn.
For now.
Yeah. You see, it's now Calamin's turn. Calamin leans over Haas, who's again still roaring, says, "Felina, are you okay?" You hear Felina say, "I've got this." "Well, I've got a score to settle." He's technically out of rough terrain, so he's going to go right up to the archer, and he's going to do a multi-attack on him, which is, offhand, on hand. That's a natural 20.
Jesus.
And
Critical.
And the second one misses. Does it? Yeah, second one misses. Needs to use. Yeah, because it
So he at least got a critical.
Yeah, no. Fucking. God, if only that was sneak attack, but there's no one near him. So that is 4 plus. Oh wait, actually, he's still got the inspiration. So
Yeah.
11. That second one just hits. So first the critical.
My bard powers have done it.
Shit, I can't do math. Didn't even need the second one. As the archer's just like looking for a target, again, Kalamin for a Khajiit, even for a Khajiit, is incredibly swift. You just see him dash forward really low to the ground before he whips his dagger into a reverse grip hold and just essentially looks like he punches him, and you just see a fountain of blood come out from the archer's neck as he just, without a sound, crumples down dead. As Kalamin whips his blade back to clear of blood, he looks down and says, "No one sneaks up on Kalamin and lives to tell the tale."
Cold-blooded.
Okay, so that's that one dead.
No, that's you, bro.
Alright. It's now Felina's turn. She's just gonna make a run-off-the-mill attack on the, slightly dazed because he got fucking suplexed. God. With... Oh, it's a short sword that she's got, not a long sword. Yeah, whatever. It just changes the damage roll.
Poke him.
That just barely hits. So that is 1d6 plus, because it's a finesse weapon, her dexterity, which is... As the very dazed guard just like prepares for another swing, you see Felina go, "I don't think so," and just slashes directly, again, just like a curved slash upwards from his hip to his shoulder, as just a fountain of blood spurts from him. He is now dead as he collapses to the floor. It is now the turn of the mighty horse.
So, can the mighty horse lumber out and throw a javelin?
Yeah, I can say that he's got
axe.
enough movement to get around here because he is coming out of rough terrain.
Yep.
All right, and he's
But
going to throw the
can I
javelin
throw a
at who?
javelin?
At the very frightened guard. Okay, go ahead and throw.
Yep. Okay, so do I add my strength modifier to it?
I believe so. Yeah. I think. Oh no, isn't thrown weapon dexterity?
I'm not sure.
Feast,
Might
Mitch.
be.
It depends on the weapon.
It's a
but yeah.
javelin.
It's a javelin.
It might be strength. I'm not sure on that actually.
We got Compodian here. There we go. Javelin.
Should be D6. I have the book in front of me. Javelin is...
Says range thrown.
30, 120 is the range for javelin.
No. Is it strength or dexterity?
It's strength. Everything's strength unless it's a
Finesse weapon.
finesse weapon.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, it's strength.
So
Even a dagger you
That
can
hits.
technically throw with strength.
yep.
Yeah, that hits. So go ahead and roll damage.
And he's still raging, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be a +6 to damage.
Yeah.
And let me check. And yeah, it's
Yep.
1d6. So
10 points of damage. As this guard that has just been shaking in fear, was just like, gets ready to throw when a javelin just goes almost entirely clear through his shoulder. He's not in a good way. But he is still standing. Alright, and that's Hoss's turn. The other bandit is going to just continue dashing. And you see as... Fucking tree. You can see he just runs out of your sight. So... Well, you can see him. He's in the distance, but for this case, he's off the map, obviously.
Alright.
Volker!
I think that I see the guy running,
Yeah.
and I like look at everybody else. Cowards fleeing because like this is already happening, and I'm going to. Can I can I like pick up an item as a free action and then use it like a bow? If I go and run over and pick the bow up from the archer.
Off the dead archer.
Yeah. I could get there in 30 feet.
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
I will take attack
Yeah,
of
I'm letting you do this
opportunity.
because you're going to be taking 2 attacks of opportunity here.
Yeah. And then I also want to, if I survive, of course. I would like
That's
to
a
take shot
19
at
to
the
hit
guy.
from the bear.
Come at me, bear.
And that's a 19 to hit from the bandit.
Pooh, I might just go down now. That's fine.
Let's see. So, for the bandit, that is 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And for the bear, we'll make this a claw attack.
Anyway.
God damn these rolls. God damn. Okay, 6. And that is 8 points of slashing damage from the bear.
Yeah. I'm down actually. I'd be down back here.
All right.
So I like see them and I get distracted and I'm like, you coward! And I turn to like chase after.
So
this
as you start just
dishonorable
charge it, you
enemy.
don't have any means to throw it, and so instead you just charge forward. But as you do, you completely forget that there's still 2 guys next to you. And as
Yeah,
they
like,
both
I
slash
sort of
deep into
just
your back, you
distracted, yeah.
trip and fall. And you're just lying face down
And this-
in the
this
snow.
big, lumbering.
Yeah,
bud.
unconscious. Right.
Yep. So I had 4 death saves.
Yep. Time to make use of that race feat. The bandit that has a whatchamacallit, a javelin through his shoulders, just there like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And he is going to make a dash. So that's him all the way over there, just dashing away. And you hear the man with the staff say, "Stand and fight!" But you can see he's not sounding very confident in himself now. Alright, so that guy's dead, so get rid of him. Gil's turn.
Well, only one thing left for Gil to do. Gil is going to go to this guy, and against his better judgment, he's going to use the lay on hands because he's a good person for 5 points.
Alright.
Oh, he's healing me.
Yeah, so he rushes forward and just places his hand on the wounds on your back, and even in your conscious form, you can feel the divine energy seeping through the wounds as they mend themselves. And as you just, your face just shifts
I'm
upwards,
like
and
face down in the snow.
yeah, and so
I,
you
like,
just your head just pops up, and then the first thing you do is just spit out a bunch of snow that's run into your mouth. So you're now, how many points did he use?
It was 5 because that was all he had left.
Okay, so you've now got 5 hit points. So, the archer is dead. Or is that Gil's turn? Because there's nothing else he can really do.
Oh, he was going to also throw one of his, I believe it's 10 javelin at the summoner.
The guy right here.
Yeah.
Go ahead, roll an attack then. That's his. That misses.
Mm-hmm.
You see, as he sees that Volker's fine, he quickly pulls out a javelin, just throws it, but in the speed he misjudged and it just goes flying past the summoner. The archer's
Darn.
yeah, The archer is dead. However, the summoner just looks coldly at the two of you and says, it's always such a waste. And he points past where you two are, and you see a beam of arcane energy hit the archer's body, and you see him just start to shake and slowly, not picking up his weapon, just step up, and you can see his, despite the fact that his head is practically decapitated, he doesn't have his much of a neck anymore. He's still just there. You can see he's got the blank stare of an undead. So he is now... I'm just going to stick with his current one because I'm too lazy. And you see him, the now undead archer zombie. It's a zombie. Slowly just turn towards Calamin. Just is going to make a slash at Calamin. Is that, I believe, misses Calamin. Oh no, that just hits. Ooh, poor Calamin. So that is 1d6 plus 1 bludgeoning damage to him. Calamin, reveling in the victory, in his victory, doesn't notice the zombie get up, and before he knows what happens, he basically gets sucker punched right across his face. And just, Calamin now isn't looking very good. But that is the zombie's turn. Lavorio.
So, Lavorio kind of like sits up a little bit from his little cowering bubble shield.
As you do that and look up, the bear's still staring at you, and it looks very pissed.
He sticks out both his hands in front of him and casts flames.
Okay, that's a wisdom saving throw, yeah?
I believe so.
I also hit this guy.
Oh wait,
is it wisdom?
let me check.
Oh, I thought it was like Dex or Con.
Oh wait, no, it is Dex, isn't it? Dexterity saving throw takes half damage if it...
I don't have the damage written here, so I don't know what I have.
What spell is it?
Well, it's technically... It's called Flames, but it's like the cone flame attack.
Oh, it's Burning Hands, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Dexterity save.
Okay.
Or 3d6.
What is the damage? Oh, 3d6?
That's a natural one, and I'm not even going to bother rolling for the cave bear.
Let me just double check.
Yeah, okay, so go ahead and roll damage. I'm not even bothering rolling for the cave bear, because I'm just going to say right now, he had 1 health.
Oh, yeah.
9 points of damage. So...
Burning Hands, yeah, it's 3d6 fire damage, or fill. Or half.
Yeah, so that is... Okay. So as you're just there like... just to pull your hands out to try and prevent him. And as you do, flames just burst out. The summoner notices and just quickly ducks behind the bear, but still gets covered in a lot of the flames. As the bear just, now very stunned, bleeding, just goes... and just slumps to the ground. The bear is dead.
I can barely believe that happened.
Oh, fuck off. Keep doing that, I'm giving you disadvantage. I swear.
Okay, I'm going to stop with the putt for now.
Alright, speaking of, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm going to basically run toward the summoner, leap off the bear, and stab at him with my rapier.
Alright, go ahead.
Doing it in the most flashy way I can.
Oh, actually, if that's the case, make an acrobatics check first. So roll acrobatics.
I know I'm getting my...
You can, there should be a dice. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Because of that, I'm going to say that you get advantage on this. You get advantage on this roll. On the attack roll.
Okay.
That's 2d... Yeah, okay, so we're going by that one. Yeah, that just hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
I believe it with my deck HUD.
So as the summoner just, lifts his head up from the carcass as the bear, just seeing if everything's clear, he You very quickly jump off the bear's carcass and just stab down directly at him. He raises his staff to defend himself, but it misses and just drives straight into his shoulder. So that is his health down to that. Okay.
Oh.
So Calamine, after getting sucker punched, he's just there like, oh, you want more? He also like leans over its shoulder to see the two people running away and just goes, Calamine is going to regret this. For his bonus action, he's going to drink the health potion that he has. That's 1d6 plus 2, so he heals 6 health back up. So that's good. And then, for its movement, he's going to dart around to the side here, like, basically rolling, using the zombie as leverage. He's going to throw one of his daggers at the thief. Oh, not the thief, but the guy with the 2 daggers. He's a thief. No, he got it.
The second guy to run away.
Yeah. That is a natural 20.
Ooh.
Calamine, man. Fucking...
Calamine.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, Calamine is just...
Khajiits are fun.
Actually, wait, do I even need to roll damage for this? How much else do we have left? Because I'm pretty sure this is going to kill him even if... Yeah, no, that's going to kill him even if... Like, I could roll a 1 and that would still kill him. So you see the dagger just go whistling by. It goes over the shoulder of the wounded javelin bandit and just lands right in between the shoulder blades of the thief. You just see him just fall flat on the ground. And Calamine just slowly turns to the zombie as it turns and just says, Felina, some assistance! Felina is going to... just can make it to the archer and is going to roll an attack. So where's Felina's... There she is. It's a normal roll.
Wait, who did Calamine attack?
Calamine attacked the... You know, the one that you used the spell on? The Whispers?
Oh yeah, the one who had his mind fucked.
Yeah, he ran away and Calamine was able to land a, like, perfect shot on him. So there is a... In fact, can I shift in? Oh no, I think he's... Oh, there he is. So I'll just place him here and just set to... There we go. That hits, so that is 1d6 plus dex. Zombie is not weak to that. Is not resistant to that. 1d6 plus 2. So the zombie takes 4 points of slashing damage as Felina just starts cutting into this undead. It's now Haas's turn.
Haas is going to go right up to the undead and smash it with his axe.
Alright, go ahead and roll an attack. That just hits. So go ahead and roll damage. And he's still raging, so...
So it will still be a plus 6.
Yeah. 13 points of damage. As Haas sees this undead come up, he actually gets a bit startled just seeing something without a front part of the neck, and he just goes, "Aah!" and just runs and just starts slashing at it. The undead is looking pretty messed
Scary,
up.
smash it, brr.
Yeah, basically that's his reaction to it. That's the thief there. He's dead. Volker, you are conscious, but you are prone.
I stand up. Do I have enough movement to...
You got 30 feet of movement normally, so you're on 15 at this point.
So, 15. Can I... Yeah. Summoner... Yeah. Feels like he's taken care of, so I'm just gonna go over and pick up the bow and shoot at the guys. But
Okay,
if I can.
let me just see. So going by you this. Yeah, you can.
Like if I can get past.
Yeah,
them.
you can just make it, and you grab the bow with free action. Are you proficient in bows?
I am. I'm proficient in all weapons. So if
All right, go ahead and are you making
from exotic
Are you making an attack on Javelin Man?
yeah, like because the other guy that's running.
Yeah, the other guy got killed by Calamine.
So
All right, so go ahead and roll an attack.
I don't have a longbow stat left.
I believe it's your D20 plus your Dex. That hits,
Or
and
strength.
you don't
Strength
need to roll damage. Javelin Man
I
had
don't
one
need to roll
health.
damage. Okay, there we
Okay.
go. So yeah, I walk up and just
So
kinda
you just
hold the
quickly
shot
run. You just kind of you just kind of run
just let
underneath
it go.
Hoss. You run underneath Hoss's elbow as he's slashing away at the zombie. Pick up the discarded bow and just very quickly let loose an arrow. It goes flying far into the distance, and then you just hear a very sharp "Gun!" and then silence from
I
there.
swear.
Alright.
Toss the bow to the ground,
Yeah.
probably.
And I'll say that was your turn. He's dead. Gil, it's Gil's turn.
So Gil will go right up to the summoner and just be like, no hard feelings, and attack him.
All right, go ahead and roll an attack. You get the feeling as well that this summoner is the one in charge of the convoy. That does not hit.
Yeah, he seemed like he was acting like he was.
Yeah, and even though he's got like a staff, he is donned in some very heavy leather armor, like more so than the others, which leads you once more to believe that this guy's the leader of the convoy. Okay, so is that all Gil can do?
Oh, a 2, jeez.
Yeah, that was a 7. That doesn't hit. All right. So the summoner just looks around angrily and says, "Everybody ruins everything," and is going to turn around and hit with his staff at Drayan. So that is a 10 to hit.
It misses.
All right. So as he swings, you just dodge out of the way and go forward. You step forward
Gotta
again,
be
back into
faster.
where he was. It's now the undead's turn, who... Again, this is an undead. He's not very smart, so he's just going to make another attack on Kalamin. That misses, I think. Does it miss? Yeah, that misses. Yeah, he just goes... And just... Kalamin's able to block it with his now free hand. And just pushes it away and says, "Kalamin is not going to fall for the same trick twice." Volvo, your turn.
Voto's gonna reach into the bear and try to pull out his cheese knife.
Yep, you retrieve your cheese knife.
He's gonna run to try to flank the summoner a little bit.
Alright. Okay, so go ahead and roll an attack.
Just the 3 of them. Getting up on him.
Well, at this point, that's all it's turned into. Just a massive gang
Yeah,
up.
he can't do it.
Oh,
That misses. As you just stab forward, but you grossly misjudge the distance, so you're just there awkwardly with your arm outstretched. And even in all of that, the summoner just Drayan, Gil, and the summoner just both stop and just slowly look at you.
Logo, you're some new kind of stupid, aren't you?
my glasses are fogged up. I couldn't see him.
Again?
Yes.
Alright. Drayan, it is now your turn.
Okay, so I have a lamp in my inventory. Can I light that on fire and then
Make a Constitution saving.
oil
I know
do
exactly what you plan to do. Make a Constitution
my
saving
special
throw.
move?
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Hello there. It is not many who get to see my secret bardic technique, but I shall show you it.
This is a secret family technique passed down for 1,000 generations.
Natural 20. Oh, fuck yeah. You survived that.
Secret bar technique.
Go ahead and roll a d6 plus your intelligence modifier.
Let me see what my int was again.
D6 plus your intelligence.
D6.
Yeah.
Secret bardic technique.
All right. Remembering how you ended Brunar in your little dreamscape battle. I just want to point out as well, you guys do have the fate die for certain things.
Yep.
You quickly take out the lantern oil and just down it. The summoner look at you looking like you've gone mad until you take out a small bit of flint and just dash it upwards at the same time spitting out the oil as you basically cause a jet of flame to land on him and right onto his chest roughly. He's just pauses for a second. He's just like, all right. Now Calamin is going to just... He's only got one dagger now, so he's just going to make a normal attack on the zombie. That is a natural 18. That'll hit. Could have just rolled with that, but whatever. So that's that plus that. And he gets sneak attack damage. Oh boy. That's good because that was a terrible roll. So okay, and that means that this has to make a... You see Calamin stab the dagger deep into the zombie's skull, and it looks like it's about to fall before it just goes and just shoves Calamin's arm away with the dagger. The zombie is not in a good way, but it's still standing somehow. Felina is now also going to make an attack onto the zombie. That just barely hits as well. Shit. Okay. So 6 plus her dex again. It's 5. So that means that is... It failed its Constitution saving throw. As it just shoves away Calamin, Felina comes up from behind, grabs it by the shoulder, and just stabs the blade directly through its chest. The zombie's head just lolls backwards. A lot more than normal, because given its throat's been slit, and just goes, and you just see it disintegrate into dust.
Like nearly had the snake.
Yeah. Okay. It is now Haas's turn.
Okay. So Haas, in his rage, is going to run over to the summoner
Yeah, you can
and
get to
try
that.
to hit him with a clothesline.
Just good.
Just hitting him.
So he's essentially gonna be doing a trip attack, but as a clothesline instead. Got it. Go ahead and make a... Yeah, go ahead and just make an attack.
Okay.
And this will be against his the bandit captain's acrobat. That's a... Nope, okay, nope, okay. So, as the summoner's just busy batting things from one side, he hears like a boom, boom, boom. And... Drain just looks behind him, quickly dives out of the way, only for a large green arm just to smash right into his head. He
Clothesline from oblivion.
He takes... I'll just roll myself on this one. He takes 7 points of bludgeoning damage from the hit, and he is now prone. All right, Volker, your turn.
I will walk it with my axe. Or no, my axe. I don't have an axe. Like a hammer, in fact. and I will assist with what you guys are doing. Can I get out of this bush and die? Like with
You wouldn't be able to get within range.
Can I just throw my hammer at him?
Oh, actually, 1 second.
One guy.
Wait,
left.
no, yeah, you would. You would be able to actually get.
I can. Okay.
Yeah, with advantage
will,
because he's prone.
I will smash him. Advantage because he's prone.
That hits.
This one is a two-handed strike because I have the opportunity to do it now.
Okay, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Jolly cooperations.
+3 jolly cooperation.
Okay.
Actually, that's a 2, so I get to re-roll.
Oh right, yeah.
That's 3. So 6 damage.
Okay, so that's there we go. Change that there. I just casually walk up and just slam it down on his leg. You hear an almighty crack as the leg fractures, and you just hear him scream out in pain. It's Gil's turn.
Oh.
Poor
Gil
man.
just and he's like, this is kind of sad. He just tries to end it quickly with a stab.
All right, go ahead and roll an attack. Okay. Yeah, no, that's a natural 20. Go ahead and roll damage.
Is it doubled because it was a nat?
Yep. So that
Another
is.
D6 at least.
So as Gil just casually walks up, again, puts a blade in a reverse grip and just stabs it down directly into his chest. You see it just go very deep inwards as he's now essentially pinned to the ground with the sword, as just blood spurts out from his mouth. He's still breathing though.
And he's still alive? Oh my god.
Yeah. On the summoner's turn, he goes, Wait! Please! Don't! That's all he's gonna do.
Alright.
It is now Lavorley's turn.
I look at everyone else, kind of put my arms up in the air, look at him.
I've probably, like, if I had my hammer up in the air to smash him again, I probably gave up to us. Just if you're looking to at everybody else, I probably I'm not gonna kill him because he's giving up.
Okay.
What about?
I'll attempt to put my cheese knife away and probably fiddle it with my hands a little bit. Try to get it in my pocket.
All right. What about you, Free? Are you still intending to push the attack or no?
I'm going to try to get some information out of him.
Okay, so you're stopping. What about Gil and Haas? Are they going to stop?
Haas is probably going to be throwing around the bear corpse.
All right. So for all intents and purposes, that the battle is over. That's gonna be a lot of battle.
Yeah, like I'd probably continue to try to be intimidating. That would be what I would do.
Yeah. So as you all relax and Calamin and Felina both see that, Felina's just making sure that Calamin's okay. The summoner is prone, pinned to the ground with a sword and bleeding, but he's conscious still. So, what do you want to do?
I point the rapier at him and proceed to ask, what do you know about your crew?
About what? You kind of...
What do you know about the group of bandits? And if there's someone they're all following?
Everyone follows somebody here. These whelps follow me. Or they did.
I'll put my hammer just on between his head and the ground, or put his head between my hammer and the ground. There we go. And just let the weight of it set on him, and say to him, "And who do you follow?"
The one who is going to make us rich. The one who is going to destroy Gunmar's ground. The one who is going to give us what we need.
What is the name of this person?
Even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. Why would I give our greatest secret to a bunch of low-life adventurers?
I proceed to stab into his shoulder and twist it.
Alright. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Of your leader.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an attack.
I think I probably look at like the rest of you while this is going on, and I'm like,
Can I have it be a non-lethal one, though?
Yeah. I mean, he's still, like, even though he's got, just, considering he's got a sword for his chest, he's actually looking alright.
Yeah.
You know, actually, because of the state that he's in, I would say that you'd be able to hit him regardless, so go ahead and roll damage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is not moving whatsoever. Okay. So as you just slowly dig the rapier in, you just see him grit his teeth in pain, just...
Tell us what you know about this quote-unquote leader, also known as the Bandit King.
You know, despite, like, his face is just scrunched up in pure pain, goes,
I don't know anything about the Bandit King. He gave me a job, and you ruined it. That's all I know.
I think after he says that's all I know, I like grab him by the throat and just pick him up to as tall as I am, as a big guy, and I'm gonna try to intimidate him and ask him, if that's all you know, where were you taking me?
okay, because you are essentially pulling him off the sword at the same time, he takes another 3 points of slashing damage as you just rip him off from the
Yeah, like pull him up off of his big pin.
yeah, and make an intimidation check.
I will do that. I have intimidation. I still have shitty charisma, but I have intimidation. Oh, 15 actually.
The fort. We were going to the fort. You were merely collateral. A prize on the way. We aren't gonna leave someone like you lying around.
I think I look at the rest of them. I'm like, do you know of this fort? And do I know of the fort? Like,
Make a intelligence check, please.
okay.
Wait,
This is
should
gonna
I
not go
go-
well. My grand total of 8 intelligence.
Yeah. Should I make it too?
No, because you know this fort. This is a fort
Okay,
which
yeah,
the
a
three of you
7.
broke out of.
I got a 7.
Like, you remember from looking at... Yeah, you know there's something about a fort being around here, but you don't know anything else. But the other three, Drayan, Gil, and Laverly, you know, the three of you remember. He's from the map that Ilya gave you. It's definitely the fort that you three broke out of. And upon this mention, Kalamin walks forward.
I thought that you were meant to be going to the clearing to break off any chance of us getting through.
At which point someone says,
Oh, don't worry. That'll be a thing too.
Foreboding. This fort. Do you happen to mean one that was near Gunmar's ground? Happen to have been ruled by Imperials at one point.
At one point? It's an Imperial base.
It sounds like he does not know about the garrison mysteriously vanishing. He still thinks that there's Imperials there.
So you have no
I probably
idea.
look at Calaman and look. What were you? What are you doing here? Why did you ambush these bandits and rescue me? Thank you for rescuing me. Also,
The rescue was not in our plan. I was ordered by the commander of the nearby town to stop this convoy getting across the bridge. We believed that if they did so, the clearing that they had made would become another base. You may be aware that there's a bandit issue that we're trying to fix, and it would be a damn sight harder to do so if our only crossing was gone.
I wouldn't mind seeing the bandits fixed as well. Pick me up, and since then I have no idea what they plan on doing with me.
Oh, you idiot.
I think
You
that-
were collateral. What part of that don't you understand?
I literally just give him a blank look. I'm like, I don't know what you mean.
Coin, hostage, does any of this mean anything to you? And if we couldn't,
I was like,
and if we couldn't get anything, we would strip your corpse of everything you had.
I probably just squeeze.
So like us.
If he's getting a little cold, I can warm him up a bit.
I rolled a whole
I think I probably say no. Is there anything? What could he have? What information could he have for us?
so
I just look at all of you
I told you.
and ask that. If he tries to talk, I squeeze his throat. I look at the rest of the group and I'm like, is there? Do we need anything from him?
potential be some more information. So tell me, is there another group that's coming this way rather soon?
I don't know. We get our orders on a whim. Secrecy is what we have to do.
Don't sound very useful then.
Please.
Don't worry. I'm not gonna kill you. And if it's up to me, I wouldn't like them to kill you either, but I'd like you to strip of all of your clothes, and we'll leave you here. In the cold.
Make another intimidation check.
Okay. Ooh, a 7. That's
You just, despite having a very large hand gripping around her throat, you just hear him laugh and go,
Fuck it. I'd rather die.
I probably just like toss him on the ground and leave him to you guys. Walk away with my hammer.
In that case, we will. In that case,
I'll say just for the sake of this, he doesn't resist. He just lets the death happen.
Yeah, like if you guys kill him, you go ahead. I just don't want a part of it.
All right, so as Volker, you walk away, you see Felina is over by the bandit's side, just run away, just checking the bodies, as you just hear the sound of just a bleed on flesh as the summoner's throat is slit.
We could probably walk around and like collect the longbow and arrows too, so I could have that.
Yeah, like you still you just pick up the bow. As you start like going around with the loot, Calamin like steps between you lot and the beds and say,
No. This is what we were tasked to deal with.
and you just see him start rummaging around in the harnesses. But he did.
Oh, and like the bears had like stuff.
Yeah,
on
they
them.
had
They're,
big
they're
harnesses
like
with
pack
equipment
bears.
in them.
Oh. They're pack
Okay,
bears.
so can Gil just be like, well, they aren't wolves, but maybe our Gil can get something and try to skin the bear.
Make a survival check with him. The bear that got burned is you are not getting a hide from him. The bear is charred.
I meant the one that Haas was.
Yeah, the
going
one that
around.
Calamine killed. Yeah, you can skin him. Just make a survival check. Natural 20.
Anybody like eating
Ooh,
bear?
man.
Nat 20.
Okay,
Gil's been just rolling
very
really
skillfully just cut away at the hide. After a little bit of grumbling from Calamine as he just takes the harness off, and you help him out with it. Gil helps him out with this. Just pulls the harness off, and as Calamine continues looking through the harnesses, you just skin the bear just completely clear, and so you now have a bear pelt, which, from what Gil can guess, would fetch around maybe 100 gold. Because all the damage is on the head part of it. And as you finish skinning the bear, Calamine looks over his shoulder and says, here, all of you. As you all walk up, you see Calamine has finally undone the locks on one of the pouches, and inside is a multitude of blades in their sheaths. And as he picks up one and just takes it out from its sheath, you can see it's a brilliant, like, high-quality silver. He just says it a few seconds and says, "This is Imperial-grade steel. Only the Imperial Army would have hold of this, or the gods of Dawnstar."
Do you think?
Do I think that the Imperials are involved? Doubtful.
The Imperials outnumber the Dawn Guard group. If they wanted to take away the town, they could do so without any effort. There's something amiss here. Did you find anything else on the captain?
Oh yeah, can I serve the captain?
Yeah, so you find some damaged leather armor from, obviously, all the damage. It's slightly singed. You see just a run-of-the-mill staff, which could fetch you 20, 50 gold, maybe, if you're lucky. But you also see, slightly charred and covered in blood, what appears to be a letter.
Got a letter here.
What's it say?
I will read the letter.
Alright. Because of the damage that it sustained, several bits of it are completely illegible. But from what you can tell, roll an intelligence check. Just see how much of it you can interpret. 13. Okay. It's a bit difficult, but you can read a few parts of it. So as you read, it says, your orders are fort and repurpose Attle. You are to hold Hungry Wolf. Gold flow through our hands. The rest of it is just too damaged for you to make out.
I'm gonna put this in my notes. You are to.
Alright. And as you guys are doing this, the rest of Calamine's party finally come up. You're wondering why they're here until Calamine says, the plan was, if the battle was going badly, that these lot would come and help. Thankfully, we dealt with the problem quickly enough. And he just yells out to, what's his name? God, I have to remember so many names. It's annoying sometimes.
Basically,
Right.
Braun from League of Legends.
He looks up at the Dark Elf and goes, Elrond, did you see any more? Elrond just looks to the left and just says, I only saw those two, but it appears that you got them. Good throw, by the way. Ah, that reminds me. And he just walks off towards the bandits and just starts rummaging around to get his dagger back.
Did any of the other bandits have anything of note in terms of like loot?
They have various degrees of leather armor, a few axes and swords. Each one of them has about... Going through the bodies, including the two that Calamin is searching, there is about 300 gold between all the bodies.
Damn.
And judging by the weapons that are there, you might be able to sell them for about 100 gold, but you're not too sure. You're not merchants, you're adventurers.
Yeah.
But you do think that maybe with the armor, even damage, the captain's armor might net you some gold, but the others are in even too worse of wear.
How do you guys normally like want to split up gold? Because like I will just take like whatever part I want. I is equal in terms of character stuff. I would probably like ask the party anyways. I would collect it if I was doing that. I would go and collect it all and be like, "There's 300 gold," and split it up between. Is there 6 of us?
5.
Or,
There's 5.
there's 5 of you.
There's Calamin
Yeah,
and Felina, who are part of the different party.
Yeah, 3 of us are going to be getting... No, 5 of us are getting
50 gold
gold
each.
pieces, and
Yeah,
half
I think.
will...
No, 60 gold each. You get 60 gold each. That's 5 for you.
I thought half was going to be going to them.
When you offer the gold, Calamin says, "Ah, no, we will get a better paycheck for this. Besides,
Okay, yeah,
we can't exactly be carrying too much. We have to get these weapons back to Gunmar. Oh, by the way, does anyone want this?" And he lifts up a dagger, and it instantly bursts into flames. I'm not one for the arcane, but I'm not sure if you would like this. If not, then Calamin can take it.
I think Lovarvo might be able to make use of that. It's an upgrade from his butter knife.
And Calamin just slowly looks at Laverly and just goes, "You fight with a butter knife?"
It's my cheese knife. Haven't you ever had a good cup of wine? You know, you have some cheese, you cut the piece, you know.
It appears to actually just be a very blunt dagger.
Calamin notices. Here. So you have got... I actually made a... Let me just see. Show to players.
A little card.
There we go. I'll just show it to...
Yeah.
There we go. You have got the flame dagger item.
Ooh.
Cool.
A sharp dagger infused with the power of flames. The wielder can activate the fire magic to be used as the low light source. Deals 1d4 slashing damage plus 1d4 fire damage if the fire is active. When you have the fire active, though, you have disadvantage on all stealth checks.
Okay. How long can it burn for? Like,
From what it seems, it stays lit so long as the user is. Like when the bandit that held it before died, it instantly quenched. It seems to mostly focus. It mostly seems to be about the wielder's focus. If their focus is elsewhere, like if their mind's like consumed with something like fear, it goes out.
I'm gonna stare into the fire on the blade. Just get lost in the flickering flame.
Calamin feels that he might have made a big mistake.
Yeah, so
It
do
looks like
I.
he likes it.
Calamin's heard about
And
what
Hans
this one
just
did.
claps at it.
Felina! And Felina just walks up with the rest. We have a fort to look at. The rest of you, get this stuff back to Gunmar. As he walks by, he says, me and Felina are going to check this fort out. We can sneak past the clearing, though.
Be careful, friends.
Calamin does not need to be careful. Nobody sneaks up on Calamin and lives to tell the tale.
As Gil just kind of goes like, except that archer, but what happened to him?
They snuck up on me, on Calamin, and they did not live to tell the tale.
He's got a point.
And just storms off, and Felina just walks by and says, "It was good that you were here." And just continues walking. Alright, so...
I give her a wink as she goes by.
She smiles softly and just continues walking. So, you are now here with the dead bodies all around you. The rest of obviously they're not here on the battle map, but the rest of Kellerman's party is just here, just walking about, taking the harnesses off the bears and just like, you know, checking to make sure they have everything. And they're passing it to their half-giant, who's just casually lifting it up. And you actually see at one point he takes one of the harnesses and just throws it into a bag that looks a lot smaller than it would be able to fit.
Bag of holding.
You get the feeling that it's an arcane item.
I think I'm probably help everybody, but after a little bit, I look around at like those that are the 4 of you. There's 5 of us in total.
Yeah, 5 in total.
The four of them and say like, before these bandits found me, I was lost in these woods. My company I was with had been attacked. Nothing to go back to.
I see. You're welcome.
This bandit. Yeah, these bandits, however, wronged me greatly. And I intend to see their ruin, at least. I smile. I will join you.
Great.
I
However,
give you a forearm grab, and like, I'm big. So it's like I grab to like up to your elbow, and your hand is probably like mid forearm.
Yeah, no. When you like, you know how big Haas is. This is roughly similar in size.
For some reason, I'm imagining like the anime of just like, for some reason there's characters overscaled for some reason. Like there's this giant person.
I mean, put simply, he's like the size of Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh no!
Yeah, like that. Yeah,
like
Haas is going to flex his muscles and urge Volkov.
Yeah, probably do some sort of bro hug with him and just introduce myself to everybody as I am Volkar Sorensen.
It's nice to meet you, Volkov. I am Dryren Kos.
What you mean?
There.
What's the? I need to actually like write you guys' name.
My name is Dryren Kos, Argonian bard, and I guess leader of this group. The paladin over there is my friend. My friend Gil. He happens to be quite a great musician on his own right, without bardic training, as well as he helped me once try to clear my name from a minor infraction.
And what was your character's name, Mitch?
I am Lavorel Cornelius Finnegan. Staring deeply into the flame of the deck.
Yeah, the way he
just introduced you.
Yeah, he just basically talks like in kind of like a monotone chant and goes, "I am Lavorel Cornelius Finnegan."
But it's a Lorvoril, Lorvoril.
And you hear Haas just speak up and say, "Call him Lorvo."
Yes.
Alright, well. Looking forward to journeying with you all.
As do I. But now that we have these bear, might I try to whip us up some fresh meals?
As you're suggesting that, you hear you hear Elrond say, "So are you 5 coming back, or shall we just go on ahead?" And you can see that they're all just like standing there, just waiting.
can we make it back by dusk?
Yeah, it only took. Elrond just sighs and says,
I have no idea. That's all. I'm like out in the woods. I don't know where civilization is.
Elrond looks up at the sky and says, "Well, it appears to still be early morning. You'll easily get there before curfew. That's if you decide to stay."
We will
I am hungry.
Very well. We shall head on ahead and tell Ilya that you did okay, I guess. At this point, the half-giant just slowly looks at Elrond and says,
Seemed okay to me.
and with that, they just start walking away.
Right on.
So
I
can I
look up
cook
from-
the bear meat?
Sure,
Start
go
making
ahead
fire.
and survival
I
check.
do all the survival-related stuff
Yeah.
because I can do that
Survival
in
check,
the
yeah.
winters. In the snow, I get a +1.
I'm usually
I'll look
pretty
over
good
my
at
glasses at the
survival.
big tall man. Do you need help with the fire?
I got a 19 as well.
Yep.
Yes, come with me.
Yeah.
Just go walk.
So you very quickly, like,
I'll
some
teach you
of the
a recipe that my dark elf mother taught me.
Yeah, so you
As a
slowly, for the next about, we'll say, half an hour or so, you make a quick fire and just set a light while you slowly cut up piece of the bear and just start cooking it over the fire. And for an impromptu feast, it's actually really well done.
Yeah, I probably haven't eaten very well.
And this also counts as a short rest for you guys, obviously. So,
Alrighty,
you
you
can-
can get all my stuff back.
yeah.
Look an A.
Wait, does that also mean I get to have my bardic power kick in?
As in,
With
Do you have the
Song
bard
of
thing?
Rest.
Yeah.
yeah.
Song of Rest is a thing. That
Yeah,
happens
if you
before
got
rest.
Song of Rest, then yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
I play for them another Song of My People. So let's see how much I heal them with the Song of My... Nope, not kill. Should I re-roll that?
Does that
No.
work again? I thought the bard
Okay.
were like, you just get extra hit dice.
It's an...
Oh,
it's
I
an
see.
additional
I see.
healing.
When you spend hit dice, you gain that extra d6. I understand.
Mhm.
And then it goes up by the dice at different levels. So I'm gonna spend the hit dice, or 1 or 2, and see.
So did we get any extra rations to divide out from our cooking too?
You do have some spare bear meat, but unless it gets salted soon, it will obviously eventually rot.
Okay.
So you've still got it, and the cold is thankfully slowing down it, becoming inedible, but you
Does
don't
anyone have salt?
think it'll last longer than a day.
So unless we get back soon.
I'm gonna assume that like whatever random crap I had on
Yeah, like you.
or equipment before was just in this stuff, and I found my backpack basically.
Yeah, so basically, as they were searching
didn't have
out,
very
they
much,
they
but-
did leave a bag, with Elrond saying,
Okay.
this appears to be yours. It's got a Falk region
How many arrows did I
signature."
get from those guys too? That was
You got 12 arrows total.
Wait, can Haas retrieve his javelin?
Make an investigation check.
Okay, what does invest go off of again?
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
That's what, the chuckle just tells you.
Because that was the one that didn't hit, wasn't it? That was the one that you threw at the summoner.
He just
That
looking
missed.
around.
Yeah.
A half-orc
so-
No,
looking around for a
Haas is
javelin in the
hit.
snow.
The other one missed.
So you're just trying to get the one from the body, do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Huss walks up and just pulls the javelin out, and looking at it, it does show signs of damage from the impact, but it looks like it can be repaired.
Us just puts it back on his back.
Alright, so what do you do now then?
I imagine we eat our stuff and then we head back. I don't know.
Yeah. Now we'll.
I don't know what the actual like.
We will.
We were getting this. Bring it
Carrying
back.
back any of the materials that we can.
Alright. So you retrace your steps. It's relatively easy, and the big footsteps from Calamin's half-giant companion makes it pretty easy for you to track. And you also have the map, which you're able to roughly guess whereabouts you are. It takes about another 2 or 3 hours, but eventually you're able to go across the river, wait with Volker and Haas basically firemen lifting you guys over because it's only way steep for them. After about 3 or 4 hours, the sun is now high in the air. You finally see the entrance to Gunmar's ground, but this time you can see there's a lot of movement going on. You see a lot of, like, the reflection of the sun off armor. You see several horses and carriages there. And as you get close, you can see there's a lot more Dawnstar and Imperial Guards just all over the place. And you can see that a lot of them look much younger, less experienced, as they walk with these more grizzled people. And as you walk down towards the longhouse, you can hear them talking about, like, what's going on or tactics. So you hear one person say, "So when you patrol, be sure you go that direction because it's a blind spot otherwise." You get the feeling that there's a changing of the guard going on here. As you continue and walk into the longhouse, you see the guards that are still standing by Gunmar's chair, just looking over into the room which Ilya was in, and you can hear some rather loud voices coming from it.
Knock, knock.
The door's open, so you just lean in, and you can see that Ilya and Gunmar are both there, talking with a tall Red Guard Imperial, with another one in what you first mistake to be like some sort of bathrobe, but then realize it's a monk's gi. And as you step in, you accidentally hit a loose floorboard, and they suddenly stop and all look up for a second with a sign of hostility in their eyes until Ilya and Gunmar realize who it is and just relax a bit, and you just hear Ilya go, "Oh, you lot are back, and you seem to have brought a new person in." And she's looking specifically at you, Volker.
Yeah, I give like a nod or bow or whatever.
He was a prisoner
Maybe not
by
a
the
bow.
convoy.
Interesting.
Hello, my name is Volkar Sorensen. I was a captive of theirs and joined these men.
And upon you saying that, the armored Red Guard turns around and says, "You see what I mean, Ilya? They're planning something more worse than what we can imagine. Your intelligence was off." "I know that their intelligence was off. That's why it's a fluid situation." "Speaking of, did you find anything about this little issue?"
I present the letter.
She very quickly takes the letter from you and just starts reading it. That is a natural 20 on intelligence. You see,
I wrote this letter. What?
you see her eyes widen in fear, and just passed it straight to Gunmar, who then passes it to the, what you can assume to be a monk, who then finally passes it to this armored Red Guard, and he just stands up straight and just reads it, the note, which he can tell fully what it says.
It says, your orders are to head to the nearby fort and repurpose it for the upcoming battle. You are to hold off any reinforcements and move when Hungry Mole or Bad Kingsman gives the signal. May gold flow through our hands. And upon saying that, he slams it down on the table and says, you see what I mean, Ilya? They're planning something. An upcoming battle? Repurposing the fort? Ilya just pauses for a second and says, you're right, but using the doctrine is not the right way to do things. The doctrine has saved us. Besides, what's making the city less prosperous in terms of safety matter? At this point, Gumar just kind of like walks away to the side and just says, this is a bit of a bad time for you to come in. This is Captain Meganir. He is part of the Winter Guard. I believe I told you about it. The guard switches between summer and winter, less experienced in the winter, more experienced in the summer. He wishes to enact the full defense doctrine, which would basically give him control of the city in case of any offensive matters. And this entire time, like, Ilya and Meganir's just been yelling at each other. You haven't really been paying much attention. At which point, the monk speaks up and says, perhaps we need an outsider's opinion. At this point, they both stop and both look at this monk and just slowly says, all right. You five, who do you think's more in the right here? Shall we keep the city as it is, or should we, the Imperials, take control of it for now?
This is really a tough decision. The Imperials have manpower, however, it would be stripping away freedom of some of the people and cause distaste within it.
Meganir speaks up. No, let me explain the doctrine since she so quickly wants a decision to be made. The doctrine simply makes the town's focus go more on military means than it does peaceful means. It was used in the Nurm incident to great effect. All that would happen is the economy might falter a bit as goods are replaced with military.
Feel like I don't know who is like the maybe it would be I actually want to I just want to whisper something to someone. Actually have a conversation. Driran. Sorry.
Yeah,
I would
bait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to just tell you and whisper in your ear and say didn't the weapons those bandits have, weren't those made? Weren't those Imperial made? I'm getting that correct, Tick, right? Like the weapons that the
Calamin pointed out that it was made from Imperial grade steel.
Okay. I just don't know if I want to outright say that, so I just tell that to them. Just to him, because I don't really know.
So you whisper it to Drayan.
To Drayan, because I don't know. I'm new here, basically, something like that.
Okay.
Well, though it might seem like a good idea, if we are bringing in more troops, we are going to need more food for them, more lodging, more normal materials rather than militaristic ones at this point.
The food production does not change whatsoever. In fact, it increases to give a surplus. You don't think that we would just be like, oh, we'll get more weapons, we'll get more defenses and sit it out? No, certain parts continue as normal, but things like jewelers or woodworkers would simply be turned to making things like bows and armor, or barricades. The stuff that keeps the town running keeps going as normal.
And we could not peacefully convince them to help out a bit more under our normal means.
what Meganir is trying to say is that if the doctrine is enacted, all the luxury goods, as they could be called, would stop being made, and instead all production from people that can do it would go to preparing the city for any upcoming attacks. During the Nurm incident, there were many signs of an upcoming attack, and the doctrine was enacted, often with fair timing. There were less casualties when the doctrine was made, mostly because, while yes, there were a few restrictions, we were more prepared, especially for prolonged sieges. And she turns back to Meganir. But I do not think a small bandit attack is worthwhile to enact the doctrine.
There may be something more that we learned.
What do you mean?
Can I get them and show them one of the swords from Convoy?
You don't have any of the swords.
Yeah, like, we don't have that stuff. They took it somewhere else.
Calamin took the... Calamin's group took it.
Well...
That's why I... Like, out of character talk, like, that's why I don't want to just outright say anything. Because I don't know who in this room... Because I'm new, so I don't know who in this room is in and out of what... that could be going on if there's nefarious things going on.
Yep.
So, yeah.
We found a startling discovery with the weapons that retrieved from the convoy.
How so?
Quite a few of them were made from Imperial-grade steel.
That's impossible.
Seems that they had gotten their hands on it, one way or another.
Were you able to get any information about how? Who?
We aren't quite sure. I would have brought one here, however, Calamine has it currently, and they went out scouting ahead.
And as you say this, you hear a voice behind you. No, it's just the simple fact that a bigger party with a big dumb giant is a bit slower. And Elrond walks in with the half-giant carrying his bag of holding. What they say is correct, Ilya. We have found Imperial-grade weapons in their cache. Not a large amount, granted, but enough to cause worry. And with that, the half-giant just places several of the blades down. And there's just a sudden silence as we both look at the blades before Meganir says, "There's something going on here, Ilya." Yes, it appears so. You five. While I will not doubt your decision, I need to know now. Would you say this would be worthwhile for us to enact the defensive policies?
And just to be clear, this is sort of more me. These policies, is this like giving them just more manpower, or is this like putting them in power?
The defensive policy basically stops all like luxury stuff, like toys and such.
Okay,
all
so
that stuff.
it is basically just a.
It basically turns the production to a more military-focused production.
Okay.
It's like if you play like Civilization, you make like a city be military focus as opposed to economic focus.
Okay.
And you know,
I'd probably say then like yes.
And you know from your time in the army, like you've heard of this policy being enacted several times during the Nurm incident, which was before your time, but during your studies you read up about it, where in desperation they, in times of great peril, the Imperial Guard would not take over the city, but they would
It's sort of just like martial law. Like,
yeah,
it's just like...
it would essentially go under a sort of martial law where they would just basically focus on the production stuff.
Okay.
Only in extreme cases would they like fully take control of the city, but that was usually during the height of the Nurm incident.
I probably just nod my head then.
Well, we have one in agreement. What about you four?
I may not like the idea, but if something's going on here, we may need to be more prepared.
That's the exact reason I was arguing with these, but what about the other three?
Guild doesn't
Preparedness would not hurt. I'd say
Guild
go
does
for
not.
it.
Then it's
Like,
settled then. We shall enact the doctrine by nightfall. Ilya, I am certain that you can let everyone know. Yes, I suppose that's going to be my job until I leave. But the fact that you five are here also means that you are successful with your mission.
We were.
Very well. Then I guess your payment. And she walks up to the five of you and puts a sack of gold in each of your hands. And opening it up, there's about 100 gold in there, roughly.
I'm kind of like, cool. I didn't just hand in money.
Yeah. And she looks at
I
you.
didn't
She
agree
looks
to
at
this,
you
but
and
thanks.
says, "You look like you are from Falkreach. What are you doing
Yes.
here in the Pale?"
The company was ambushed, defeated, scattered.
Hmm.
Eventually, these bandits picked me up, and since then I've been with them.
I see. Well, unlike these lots then, you have no need to worry about being thrown in jail. Oh yeah, you're free. I suppose I can let you off now. If you wish to stay, then you can. Your debt has now been repaid. However, I will not be the one to give you your missions now, as in with the changing of the guard, Miganir here will be the one that will give you your information. Anyway, I must go and inform the townspeople. Good day. And she just walks by. With this, the monk just bows to Miganir and says, "I too must return to the monastery. It has been absent without me for some time." Yes, go ahead, go, yeah, whatever. And as he leaves, like, you just see Miganir just, his shoulders slump and he just relaxes in his chair, says, military policies. So, you were Ilya's new lapdogs, huh?
Apparently.
Well, let me introduce myself to you formally. My name is Captain Miganir. First name's not important. I am in charge of the Winter Guard, which is obviously the Greenhorns. Tell me, these bandits that you fought, was there anything interesting about them? I mean, I can see, and he points to the swords, that they've somehow gotten into our armory. That's a problem in itself. But did they mention anything? Any information about who's behind this?
They like secrecy.
Well, I figured they like secrecy. If they were all loud and proud about it, we would have stomped them out years ago.
Their orders are apparently given on a whim, without much thought put into it. At least so it seems. In reality, it could be that they're being given by someone with a strategic mind who's able to plan it out to appear as such.
Strategic mind. Great. I remember when bandits used to just be dumb idiots that charged at things blindly. No offense, and nods to both Haas and Volkar.
Yeah, I go that. Yeah,
Just Haas is
right.
kind of like,
Right, well, I've only just arrived here, so I need to get a scope about what's going on. So, give me till nightfall, and I will see what we can get done for you. That's if you decide to stay. Got no obligations here, as Ilya said.
well, there was a girl we brought back here.
Oh yeah, Staria.
Well, indebted.
Yeah, I know about her. Nice girl when she was younger. Ran into some jackass half-giant. No offense, and nods to the
half giant from Calamin's party, and you just hear the giant just go, "Oh," and the drow elf just goes, "I'm sure he won't mind. We'll be at the tavern," and just they walk off. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, this seems pretty dire. If they have access to our Imperial Armory, that means that there's somebody in charge. Problem is that we don't know whereabouts it is. I took stock of inventory, nothing's gone missing there. So it must be somewhere.
Wait, you took stock of this inventory?
Yes, whenever someone comes in to replace the guard, we keep stock to see exactly what's been moved, what's been changed. Count it all up, nothing's changed.
They haven't taken it from here.
Exactly. So whoever's giving them stuff is not giving it from this armory. That makes it a bit more difficult to catch the person. If it was here, it'd just be a simple case of just questioning every Imperial. But given it's not, could be the entire damn Legion.
Wait, can I mention the mystery of the fort that we were locked up in, and everyone just disappearing, with apparently the bandits having no idea how it happened?
It did seem, yes,
Yes.
bandits were unaware of.
I mean, you're sure that everyone vanished in that fort?
I shrug. I don't even know where it is.
I was trapped in there what felt like weeks. One moment, there were Imperials there. Next, merely bandits who moved in.
Was it directly afterwards, or was there a gap between it?
There seemed to have been a few days.
And it wasn't a bandit attack. We've heard reports of this. Legions going missing. Was there any sign of power whatsoever in the fort?
Wait. Can I roll history to see if I remember?
You don't need to. I'll remind you for you. There was no sign of battle in anywhere but the main chamber. The main chamber had signs of battle. There was bloodstains and splintered tables, but no bodies.
There was in the main chamber, but there was no bodies.
Could have been anything then. Could have been just a mass defection. Could have been a Daedric pulse that's been happening the last few years. Could have been anything.
What strikes me as odd is why the bandit was trying to take this fella here to that fort when he thought that was an Imperial fort still.
Exactly.
If I had to hazard a guess, that fort wasn't exactly well garrisoned. Or maybe they thought the reward of getting a hold of a fort would be much better. At which point, as you guys are discussing this, a familiar face walks by and sticks his head in. Calamin has checked the fort.
God damn it.
Also, hello. Hi, how's it going? Right. Yes, I told you Calamin would be back. These lot are right. Well, somewhat right. I did find a body. Yes, it was in the barracks area. A red guard had a nasty wound to the chest. But beyond that...
Oh.
And the three of you know exactly who they're talking about here.
Oh.
You guys leave a dead body behind.
No, they left somebody wounded behind, and you figured that he must have died from his wounds.
I can't remember his name, but I do remember.
Yeah,
don't fully remember his name either. I need to open up that session. Notes.
Was the friend of Murdoch.
Yeah, he was a friend. He was a friend of Staria's as well.
And I just...
It was Elvenor. His name was Elvenor.
Elvenor, the friend of that demon Murdoch. Just cringe from fear.
I do not know of this Murdoch. Is he...
It is best that you do not.
Kalamin will take your word for it. Kalamin will take your word for it. Anyway, Kalamin checked and there was nothing. No valuables, no... Minus that one body, that seems to be a fresh one, no Imperial bodies. Just blood and wood and... Strangely, while the world seemed very, very, very charred, like somebody had thrown a bunch of fireballs at it.
Just gives a look to Lavavel.
I get the feeling it wasn't. Kalamin gets a feeling it was his doing, but Kalamin does not judge. At this point, Miganir just says, great. So now our southern flank's defenseless, they've got a clearing at this bridge, and we're no closer to taking the bank. Shit. Right. You've all done your job. Go ahead and just rest for now and come back later. I'll hopefully have something for you. Odds are he'll probably be... And he just looks at the map again and says, if they were going to reinforce that clearing, then it'd be a good idea to take it now while it's weak. And he looks up at the rest of you and just says, of course, the lot of you don't look like you're doing too hot. Go rest, heal up, and we'll plan out afterwards. Just get out of here.
All right.
Can I talk to Gil to ask if he can escort me to this Nora lady with the pelt to see if she'll buy it?
Oh, yeah, she's a little bit upfront though. Just thought I'd let you know.
Okay.
All right. Are you guys going, or are you guys gonna be? What are you guys doing?
And Haas will go to work at mine because Drayan asked if he could, and Drayan gave food. Drayan, his friend.
Haas
friend.
just like shrugs and goes, okay, and just. Because the blacksmith's on the way, so he just basically hangs around with you while you head there.
Yep.
Loverly and Lovo and Volker, what are you guys doing?
I need to find a library.
Yeah, I don't really have any particular things that
You hear Kalamin laugh and say,
you
will find no library here, my friend.
Why do I just imagine Calamine also has the best faces?
He probably does too. I go to just find the tavern and I get a room and I drink and I rest because I haven't had rest in quite a while. Just
let the tavern owner know that you're resting and that
you see Kalamin reach up and just pat Volker's shoulder and says, "Don't worry, Kalamin's got this." And just starts heading towards the tavern, and I guess, Volker, you're following on.
Yeah, I go with him then. I go with Calamine.
Okay, Lovo, what are you doing then?
I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay. So what are you doing, Lovo?
I need to work on my aim.
You, as you say that, you can see Reginald, who is once again standing guard, just says, "Oh, if you need to do that, the practice range is outside to the right. You can't miss it."
Well, we'll see about the missing part.
Well,
but
please don't hit the barricades.
I'm gonna work that way.
Okay. So we'll go with Haas, Gil, and Drayan because there's more of you guys.
So as Gil leads you through, you see the blacksmith where Hoss, like, basically bids you farewell as he goes towards, the blacksmith to go to help work in the mines. As you walk into Nora's shop, you see that she's actually just there on the counter, and as you go and says, "Oh, it isn't you! Oh, it's so good to see you, darling! And oh, you've brought an Argonian friend!"
Oh, wow. Hello there, lovely storekeep. My name is Dryren. My friend Gil told me about you and your proposition. It is nice to finally meet the lovely woman behind the counter.
Oh, please, darling, the pleasure's all mine! The pleasure is all mine!
What have I come back to?
They've met Nora, who's one of the shopkeepers in this town.
Oh my! Yes, continue.
Yeah.
And Gil's like, so, I know you asked for a belt, but what would you do if we said we got a really good bear pelt?
Bear pelt? Oh, you brave souls fought a bear?
Ah, well, yes. There were 2 bears. However, one our friend left.
Was that the one with the glasses who was just head in the clouds kind of deal?
Yes.
Oh, that is a shame. That is a shame. But let me have a look at this bear pelt. I'll see what I can sell you it for, or buy it, or
Oh, okay. So, Gil shows her it.
My, you are a natural at this. Well, judging by its quality, did something happen to the head? I see there's blood where the head should be.
That might have been from Hoss.
Oh.
Intended to wrestle it.
That will affect its sale value, darling. I think I could probably... I'm willing to give you 75 gold for it.
Gil's just kind of like, well, that sounds good to me. The Dryren goes like, 75. You say, how about 78? And perhaps a date with yours truly, if you would not mind.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I'm married to my store.
Alas.
But you know, because you are such a darling, how about 80 gold?
80. Yes, 80 seems acceptable.
Splendid, darling, splendid. And just instantly just ducks under and grabs a pouch of gold, just quickly counts it and just places it in your hands and just like gives a playful little slap on your cheek and says, just remember, if you have any more, I'm willing to buy. Now, is there anything else that you want, or is that all?
Well, I hand the gold to Gil, and I go, since I never got a chance to, do you mind if I were to browse your wares?
Why, certainly, darling. We've got, I'm running a bit low, actually. We've got some potions. That's one that we always seem to have a lot of stock of. Oh, yes, what about that one potion that I sold you, Gil? Was it useful for you?
Well, wait, didn't I identify the potion?
Yes, you identified it as a potion that causes madness.
We have yet to use it. However, it may come in handy.
Oh, splendid, darling. I'm so glad I could be helpful. Now, let me look. I've got a dagger of light over here. It's infused with the light spell, darling. You know that. It causes a bright light to appear. I've got fancy clothes. I have several potions. I also have a belt of power.
And a scroll of flames, which, well, if your friend is obsessed with fire, I assume he would know that spell already.
That he does.
Well, it's basically that, but think of it as a scroll.
Can I inspect any of the clothing to see if there are magical properties? Just any of them?
Why, certainly! And she puts in a large amount of, rather, for a town that it is, it's clothes that you would see more in a city, like for the middle to, the high middle class. Make an Arcana check.
Okay. So. Arcana.
These are just normal everyday clothes to you. Fancy, but normal everyday clothes.
Can Gil do the same?
If Gil wants to make an Arcana check, he can.
Okay. Let's see what Gil does. With his no wisdom.
Looking in, I mean, there's some which you think could be enchanted, but not at this current time enchanted.
Is there anything that might be that seems slightly more padded than whatever?
No, you just looking at the clothes, it's like they're padded in the sense that they keep you warm, but they're not padded in the way that it would protect you from attacks. Like, these are purely just for keeping you warm, not for battle.
How much would be just a shirt I can wear under my... I can wear a little bit under my leather armor.
You won't be able to wear these clothes under your leather armor, but you'd be able to wear them over it without any disadvantages.
How much would one of these shirts be?
Oh, one of them! Well, for you, darling, only 20 gold. I normally sell at 30, but you are just such a darling.
You flatter me. Please, upkeep. I believe I shall take it. So I get out 20 gold and we'll pay her.
Yep, she quickly whisks the gold away and puts on a very... It's got a lot of, like, purples with green seams and a slight yellow, like, neck area. And it's... Picking it up, it's not heavy, but you can tell that it'll help keep you warm.
Okay, so that... I put it on immediately and ask, so, my stunning business partner and amazing clerk, how do you think I look with this?
Oh, you look simply dashing, darling.
Why, thank you. I give a bow and check to see if there's a hat to accompany this.
Oh, a hat. Let me just 1 second. And she just runs into the storeroom and starts rummaging around. And she comes out wearing what looks to be kind of like those bomber cap kind of deals, but with a much, like, thicker fur rim around it. This appears to be the only one I've got, darling. So it's kind of like those Soviet hats that you usually see. Yeah, the Soviet fur hats.
Can I inspect it once again?
To see if it's enchanted?
Yeah.
Make an Arcana check. Looks like it'll keep your head warm.
As pointed out by Gil. Yes. This will do fine.
Very well. You know, not a lot of people need these because, you know, they're all walking about with helmets or they go without it. It's just very weird. So, I'll let you have it for free.
You really laugh at me.
Oh, it's
like
no
I-
worry whatsoever, darling. No worry whatsoever.
Perhaps I'll be on the lookout for anything else I can provide you to.
Oh, by all means,
Perhaps
darling.
find
If you
some
have
nice
anything to
friends.
sell to me, I'm always open. Except curfew, you know.
Mhm. So Gil just kind of looks uncomfortable. It's like, can I check the potions again?
Certainly, certainly. If I remember correctly, yes, you got a light healing potion. So I now have 2 light healing potions and 5 weak healing potions. It's 150 for 1 weak healing potion and 200 for a light.
If I'm doing the math correct, we've got 160, so you can take a weak healing potion.
Certainly, darling. Here you go. And just passes you as the money exchange hands. The weak healing potion heals 1d4 plus 2.
Okay. So I'll add to this his inventory. Weak healing potion. Why, thank you.
Not at all. The honor's all mine, darling.
Well, I think that's my business here. So, Gil steps out, and can I roll to continue flirting?
Go ahead and make a
Oh, well,
charisma check.
Charisma?
Yeah, just make a charisma check. You make her feel incredibly flattered.
Thanks, Twinkle.
Okay, so what are you like doing now? Then you're out of you've finished flirting with Nora, so now you're all out there. You can hear the sound of Haas just mining away.
Yep. Can we see... Wait, would mining be a strength check?
No, for this one, it's actually 2 rolls that he has to make. Let me just quickly... there we go. He needs to first make a nature check.
Okay. Let me see what his stuff was again. Because I have to do this manually.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so as you can see, like he's partway down in a tunnel, but you can just see from the entrance that he's just mining on a very small bit of iron that you can see yourself, and now he needs to roll a strength check.
Now he rolls the strength.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets an advantage on it. Wait, does he get normal advantage without rage?
Nope.
Okay, so... Then plus...
You see that, he looks like he's about done finishing, but you can see there's just shards of iron ore that just are completely useless until, like, the final one, he slams down on what's left of the vein, and a single piece of iron ore that you think you could probably use comes out.
Can I go and try to join him with mining a bit more?
Make a nature check.
Despite my, lack of...
You wander around a bit, and you find a small sliver of iron ore, and just looking around, you're just there like, yeah, this is probably the best I'm gonna get. I'll go ahead and roll a strength check.
If this somehow turns out to be better than that...
On your first swing, you completely miss the ore, and it digs deep into what you thought to be solid stone. It was actually rather soft clay. And as you pull out the pickaxe, you start to feel a few rocks hit your hat. And then the rocks get bigger and bigger, and I need you to make an athletics check.
Oh god. Ah, save me!
Okay. As you try and get out of the way, heavier rocks start hitting down on you. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. As the tunnel just partially collapses in, just with a loud whoosh. As dust settles, you hear heavy footsteps, which you initially think to be Horse, but then you see it's actually Migard. And he just like runs in, his good eye just wild with what looks like fear, and you just hear him yell, "Okay!"
Yes. I'm sorry about the mess, though. We'll help clean up.
No.
Yes.
Fine.
If you say so.
Alright. So,
Just have Gil punch a rock to see if anything's in it.
strength check.
I'm just...
He punches the stone hard, and the bit above him starts to crumble a bit, but right when you think it's going to collapse again, it just stops and hold. And Migarog just looks slowly and says,
Please stop.
Okay, just... Gil kind of understands. It's like, yeah, that was a bad
and
idea.
you see Mig look at Haas, who's just holding the lump of iron, says,
Fine.
Can Haas also show him his axe to see if he can do anything with it?
He takes the iron and then just very slowly puts 50 gold in Haas's hands for the iron, and then just looks at the axe and says,
Rough. Iron 5. 300.
which, by the way, because he gave the iron to Mig, that doesn't count towards any of it.
Ah. It's got 50. 100. So, can I invest 100 to help Haas out?
Sure.
Yup. So I invest 100, and Haas just kind of gives the money he was given, because Haas has no use for money except food.
So you've given Mig 100 gold, yeah?
Yeah, I give 100. Haas gives his entire savings of, which is now 200.
He takes the gold and just plucks it in, and then points to the taps the axe and says, 5 iron, and just passes it back to Haas. He's basically indicating that he needs iron in order to enhance the blade. You've only given him the gold.
So, Haas shall now. He kind of gets it and gets the iron.
No. He, as Haas goes to that, he raises his hand and says, "No. I clear." He's basically indicating that you can't mine now because of he has to make sure the clearage is gone. Yeah, the cave-in's gone. He then just like gently like hits the money pouch he has and says, "We'll remember."
Okay.
Alright, is that all you're doing at the blacksmith?
Pretty much. So, it's now time for me to go back to my people.
Alright. We'll just say for argument... In fact, Mitch,
Yes.
make an attack roll.
Oh yeah, here we go. These dummies won't know what hit them. If I do hit them. $16.
Surprisingly, they're mostly glancing shots, but you are able to hit the dummies every now and then, so... Worst comes to worst, you know that you can hit a dummy. You keep doing...
Nothing's like on fire behind them burning down, right? I'm not like burning a small village.
No, several of them went wide, but thankfully they weren't so wide that they were a threat to everything. For the most part, you were hitting the dummies. So you do that for a few hours, and eventually you all convene back in the tavern, where Calmin is just sitting there, just with a drink of water. And he beckons you lot all over very quickly. Calmin wished to discuss this later. When Calmin and friends have rested, then Calmin will talk about what happened today. And with that, he just stands up and just heads towards what you assume to be his room.
I must now put in my inventory. Fancy bomber, fancy hat.
Yeah, so is there anything else you would want to do while you're here? Before you go and rest? I imagine Volker's already up there asleep.
Yeah, I think so. I basically was just got back to civilization from being a captive, so I'm sort of full.
I shall put on a performance once again.
Okay, roll a performance check.
With Gil helping me because we are...
Okay, with advantage then.
Geniuses.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a performance check with advantage. At the end of your performance, you find about 75 gold there thrown at you from people who enjoyed your great performance. Although this time the Dark Elf that wasn't there this time.
Lightly saddened with that, but good performance is a good performance.
Yep. So anything after that, or are you just gonna go sleep?
Oh, can I salt the bear meat and extra rations.
Yeah, you go to the you go and ask for some salt. They give it to you for free because of the performance, and you now have, I would say, 2 days worth of rations from the salted bear meat. So you have 2 more rations.
And these shall go to Haas.
Haas just like slowly picks it up and just has a big smile on his face, and you can see drool start to just drip from his mouth. Right, is that it?
Was that? Yeah, pretty much.
So as you go up to your rooms with the rooms being offered free because of your performance, you grow into your rooms and you sleep. Thankfully not plagued by nightmares of Murdoch and co. Although Lorvo never experienced that. And that's what we're going to call it good for this session.
Yeah, that Murdoch shit sounds like a fever dream to me, and I'm not looking forward to whatever it is.
Naturally, it's recorded.
The Dreamscape battle isn't. The initial battle was. Like, the breakout of the fort battle was recorded.
That's funny. I'm gonna go check those out.
That was good, that.
Yeah.
That was really good.
I liked being chained to a bear.
I mean, I only had 2 days to plan for that.
I love that. I was really excited about that. That's a cool way of well, because like in reality, there's like the sort of like strongman style, like I'm just gonna like pull myself away from this. Doesn't work very well against being chained against a bear because tensile strength.
Yeah, with another bear behind you.
Well, yeah, like I can't just basically run away and try to pull and use my strength.
No, in fact, I'm pretty sure.
I'm
pretty sure if you did, the archer would have one-shot you with its exposed
Yeah.
weakness. Because oh boy, that one-shotted kill.
That was neat.
Because it basically, as I said, exposed weakness. You sacrifice your entire action or your entire turn.
Yeah, you lose all action economy, but you get like.
Yeah, but for your next turn, unless they've gone into cover, it's gonna hit and it's gonna be a crit. It's not gonna deal maximum damage, but that was just unfortunately that it did deal maximum damage. That damage was a D8.
Ripperoni.
And now we have basically Armstrong and Mr. Curtis.
Yeah, just party's getting big, man. Just one more person, and then we'll be critical role sized.